Alright, let's hope this comes on here. Alright. Alright, let's hope this comes on here. Alright. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Let me just make sure see how long the feedback is. Okay. Alright, so it looks like it's fine. About 8 seconds still for the delay. Good morning. We had some US USD positive data on the ADP. It wasn't massively positive, but it was moderate to minimal. But it was enough to kind of push things along a little bit. I was saying yesterday. Sorry for those of you watching, by the way. Sorry for those of you watching Good Boys Feed. If somebody can post Good Boys Feed, for those that are addicted to watching it, because I know that there's a link that people can watch on YouTube that shows that feed, pretty much. So, yeah. Let's mention about the ADP that came out at 8:15 this Eastern Standard Time this morning. Slightly positive and caused the Euro USD to push down a bit. Now the stock market just opened 3 minutes ago, so we'll see what happens with that since they are expected to open in the negative. So keep an eye on that. And so we're not too far away from the no farm payroll. I still have a couple days left. It's on Friday. So I have a little bit of time left, guys, to get out of this current trade you're looking at. So with that being said, let's talk about my positions. So I have now position 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So I have 4 trades in basketing all 4 of them with my take profit here. So those of you that joined me since the promotion started, which is a lot of you, you received this trade up here. That was my position that the majority of you guys got from me. You also received my odd Japanese yen AJ trade. So let's finish talking about the euro before I get into that trade in a second. The euro USD. So yesterday, so this is the process that I went through, guys, to taking this trade up here at the top. And I'm gonna hopefully you can follow along what I was looking at. So I've mentioned before that I watch the markets a lot in the New York session. That's pretty much what I trade. So most of the time I see some kind of slowdown of whatever the push is, if it's down or up on the major pairs, the major USD pairs. That includes the USD JPY, the Euro USD, and quite a few of the others. Now what I saw happening was at 1:45 p.m. yesterday during the New York session, I saw this candle. Now that is not a inside candle or harami. It's closer to a bullish engulfing candle, very minor at that. I saw that forming after this push down, or this longer push down as well. I knew that the yen continued to gain strength through that session for the most part, up until 1:45, and I saw that candle. Then I looked at the pound Japanese yen, and I saw similar things happening on that pair in this area. Then I looked at the euro Japanese yen, and I saw this candle that happened. And when I saw that candle, that was a Harami candle. No, I did not take that trade. I used that trade as ammo, or that candle as ammo for my other positions. So as you know, I was in on the odd Japanese yen, and at that time, this candle was happening. It might have been in here as well. And so I saw that, and when I saw that the yen was setting up for a pushback for yen pairs, or for the yen to take a little bit of a dip, or pullback on pretty much all pairs, I took that as bait for my positions. So that is when I entered a second position on the odd Japanese yen right in here. And it shot up immediately after that. Now this is right before my position took profit. As you can see, this is order 1 and order 2. And my take profit is here on this line. And so I took about, I think it was 12 pips profit on this trade overall. So a minor loss on the position above whoops, I messed up. This is trade 1 and this is trade 2. So a minor loss from trade 1 and then a larger profit from trade 2 closing out at the same time. That happened about 8 to 9 hours ago. So I re-entered on that position. It worked out very well. At the same time, because I knew that the yen was going to be weakening a little bit, because of the hints that I was getting in on the technical side, I entered also up here at the same time. So I entered my AJ and the Euro USD at the same exact time. And this is what happened. So I knew that there was some support up here. I had a pending order placed just a few pips above. I think it was in the 360 area. I had a pending order set. Then I saw what was happening on the yen, and I know that the yen, especially the USD Japanese yen, is correlated a lot of the time to the Euro US dollar. So if one is going down, the other is going up. And since that my order in this area, it's moved down quite a bit more than the yen has in its pushback up here. So I deleted my pending order and entered the market early. And it looked like it was a pretty decent entry with almost no drawdown, only a few pips, and it moved down in my favor during the course of the Euro session. The Euro session didn't have a lot of positive news. The overall picture in Europe over the course of the session was not really positive, causing this to slowly bleed back down. And so that helped me out, and then also the ADP on top of that, which has been in these last 2-hour candles. So what I'm hoping for now is a close below the 800 level, the 1.11800. Why? Because there's this support level, this support resistance level in this area. So it's, technically it's 1.1178. So I want to see a candle close below that level. If I see a candle close below that level, then I am in good shape for a further push down before the NFP. So crossing my fingers for that to happen during the session, and potentially during Europe and tomorrow's session as well. Okay, so let's look at some questions if there's anything going on. Sorry guys, there's a lot of stuff that you've been saying and I haven't been watching very much. I don't know, Justin Bieber. It's hard to know what's going to really happen with NFP. It's so hard to read how the market's going to react to the news, if it's positive or negative. What we do know is not all the time, but most of the time there is a whipsaw that happens during the NFP. So if anything, I'm expecting some kind of whipsaw. Why JPU is strong? Well, it's been over the course of a while. M Hofer. Uh, there's been a lot of there was originally a lot of talk of stimulus happening in Japan, and it caused Japan to fall in value, the value to fall a lot. Um, and after they finally released more details about the stimulus, it wasn't going to be as bad as they thought, causing the yen to gain value widely, and that's why you've been seeing this huge dip down happen during that course. And it's been over the last couple of weeks now, since the 20th. Has it gained almost over 650 pips, at least on the US the UJ. So M Hoffer, keep up on that news. There's a couple of websites that you can do. There's forexfactory.com that shows you a lot of the news. It's typically the easiest to read, but they are slow. So if you're looking for, if you're a news trader and you're looking for the news statements to come out right away, forexfactory.com is a little slow on the news. So maybe finding a different website. I have my own sites that I use, and I know others have theirs. Yes, Imhofer. Yeah, for fundamental reasons, yes. Not technical. This has been kind of a roller coaster. I have not liked to trade the yen lately because and when it comes to the technical side, um, it hasn't been behaving very well. So the Euro US dollar is hanging around this 1.118 level, um, and we have 15 minutes left of the hour. I'm hoping it close below it, but wait and see. Okay, see what's going on YouTube. Okay, no questions on YouTube yet. All right, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time today. But I did want to mention that a lot of, I think I said something about this, but a lot of my members caught this trade, which is the ones that recently joined in the last 3 days or so, which is quite a few of you, are now in 50 pips profit on that top order. Since these orders were placed before, the majority of you guys that took advantage of the 2 months free that I have on my Signal service, most of you guys didn't get any of these positions. And so the majority got this one at the top, which I'm happy about because now you're in 50 pips profit. And if this basket closes for me, then you'll take a 73 pip profit on that trade. Now for me, I will be taking a lot less profit. I'll be taking about 20 pips amongst all 4 of my orders. Yeah, FX Street might have a better data release than Forex Factory when it comes to releasing right on time. Forex Factory gets really overloaded, and so their releasing the news is a lot of times a little slow. Okay, so there's a couple of trades that happened over the night. I'm going to talk about those pairs first before I get into any of the others. I think there was only one. So yeah, I told you about the AJ. Okay, so there was a trade on the odd cat during the course of the night. At least the one that I would trade. So the process, if any of you are new watching my stream, the process that I go through is I look from the top to the bottom and see how many pips it is. 250. I want it to be pretty large on that move. I'm looking for an uptrend, which I see. Now I see higher lows happening. I see a break of this level, see a break of that one. I also see a break of this one up here as well. So that's definitely an uptrend. Now, as you know, I'm a counter trend trader, so I look for candle reversal patterns. The ones I like the most, you probably already know. But I saw this new high that was made up here, and then a candle that almost hit that same high level, but then a bearish engulfing. So it broke the high of the previous candle, and it closed below the open. And as you can see, it reacted, it went up a little bit more, and then hit that high again, and actually technically broke it, and then it jumped down in a big way. Now I'm looking, I usually, as you know, I look for small pip amounts for my trades. And on this pair, odd cat, I would have looked for 30 pips profit, and it went 34 pips. So the things I'm looking for, the biggest important things, is that high being broken, which it did, a new high being made, some kind of candle showing me that there's going to be a potential reversal or retracement, and that is happening. I'm also checking the trend as well to see if it's up. Now other pairs. This could be considered as a really weak Harami new high, but that candle is just so thin. I wouldn't have taken that position, even though it did reverse, yeah. But I still think that was too weak of a Harami candle to have entered that position on the Euro CAD. Good trend up though. For those of you trend trading in a channel, it's really following that channel pretty heavily. Let's see if it holds here and shoots back up. So I was on in a trade on the U.S. dollar Swiss franc. As you guys know, back I took this Harami candle. Now, it almost hit my profit. I was 10 pips away, and then it bounced back down. I had a pending order placed well below there because I didn't want to overextend with all the trades I had in. I had a pending order there. My first order was here. So order 1, order 2, and my take profit was about up here. So because this trade was in for a while and it dipped down and it went quite a few pips against me. I think it was 50 or more potentially that went against me. And I decided to take just a very small profit, only 2 to 3 pips on this trade. Why? Because NFP is coming, and since these pairs are correlated, the Euro US dollar and the US dollar Swiss franc, I wanted out of this pair. I didn't want to be in this trade anymore because it went down so far against me, and it made such a large retracement so quickly that I didn't want to take any chances by it hitting this level again and then bouncing back down. So I closed it out for break even, and then that trade's history. So this level, as I marked before, is still not being broken yet. And it's important to me if it closes below this level, then potentially it can move down more. We're still waiting to see if that happens. Okay, so some of the other pairs. I talked about this one yesterday. Harami candle, new high, trade entered, went 80 pips against the initial entry. We would have had a second entry there, and we would have had profit on this trade in general. I didn't trade it because I have 50 to 1 leverage, and I don't want to over risk my account. I'll keep saying that over and over again because it's important for you guys to realize that I'm trying to play things safe on my account. I'd rather miss out on trades than over risk my account. This is not really a signal for me, even though it may look like it for some of you guys. It's technically could be looked at as an engulfing candle, but I would have wanted this to make a higher high from the candle previously. It did follow that and did end up going down though. How do you get alerts on your trades? This is coming from YouTube. I don't get alerts on my trades. I trade naked. I just use the candlesticks. I don't use any trend indicators, any support resistance indicators. I look at the candlesticks and determine if the candlesticks are giving me some kind of indication for a reversal. And I counter the trend. So I'm not trading this with the trend, although you can. I have not tested it. Maybe I will at some point, but right now I like my results on countering the trend. For Sniper FX, I hope that people are reading the dialog box on the right. I'm not sure if I should read it or not. So yeah, I read it out loud. I mean, thank you, Sniper FX. That's actually a really good point for me to bring up. So this take profit point. Now, if you look at, it looks like it's just one line. So it looks like one trade is closing at that level. That's not true. Look at my take profit levels. They're all the same. 1.11549. All the take profits for all these trades are at the same exact level. And that's why it looks like just like one line. And I don't have an EA that controls the take profit levels. All I have to do, since I don't have, most of the time I don't have more than 6 trades in on one pair. I have 4 trades in here. So what I do, there's probably a better way of doing this, but this is what I'm used to doing. So what I'll do is I'll get the crosshair in MT4, and I'll just do a little guess of where my take profit should be. So I guess here, and I use the pointer, and I do say 23 pips for that trade. Usually I round, and then 70. I round to the nearest whole number, 73. So 23 and 73. So I'll get out my calculator. 23 plus 73 equals 96. Okay. So then the same spot, if I can get my cursor on it. Okay, so minus 5 pips, and I'm going to do minus 73. So that's what I'm going to come out with, is 18 pips total profit once this level is hit. So I'll come out with 18 pips profit overall. There's probably an EA that could control this idea. the basketing idea. And I should probably have one made at some point, but I really don't mind. It doesn't take long adding up all these numbers from these trades here. It's just part of my process now. How do you get your alerts on your trades? I think I mentioned that already on for the person on YouTube that was asking the same thing. Like I said, I don't get alerts. I just look at the candlesticks, and so I'm watching since I'm on the 1 hour chart. For the 1 and 4 hour charts is what I use, and on the 1 hour charts, I check my charts every hour to see what's going on. So usually like the last 5 minutes of the hour, I'll check to see what's happening, what the candlesticks are looking like right before the close, because most of my trades will be entered on the hour. And that's what I did here. I entered on the hour. Okay, yeah, I mentioned I was talking a little bit about that just on the Euro US dollar for John Z. So I mentioned about the level 11800. I'll just mark that level. So it's right about there. It's almost where the market is now, actually. And that level is an important resistance level in the past, and it was broken on this candle, and it made a new high up there. This level, to me, if the candlestick or the candle body on for me it's the 1 hour or 4 hour chart closes below that 11800 level. Sorry, I can't draw really straight lines, but if that closes below that level, for example, like this candle closes below that 800 level, then I would my thinking is, according to my price action law rules, is that the close below that level, there's more potential on the downside. Now it could definitely close below that level, and then the next hour candle could pop above and close above that level. So there could be bouncing on that level or insecurity on the pair. Okay, so you need to watch those levels to see if price is closing below or closing above that level. You can see here there's definitely some resistance at this area, so this level is showing some kind of movement or insecurity. So keep an eye on that. Is basket trading the same as scaling in? I'm not even sure if maybe you can make your judgment. For me, basket trading is different than grid trading, and I would say it's similar to scaling in. But the thing is that I'm using support resistance for my re-entries for my basket trading, and I can use the Euro US dollar as an example. So my entry was off that candle, and my second entry was off this candle. Oh, sorry, my second entry was off that support resistance. So order 1 was here, 2 was there, 3 was off of that Harami, 4 was off of near a support resistance line, and looking at price action on other crosses. So 4 was up here. So I'm using support resistance for my re-entries based on price action. And the reason why I do that, and I feel like it's more accurate than grid trading or just typically scaling in, or what other methods? Like there's martingale type of thing that you can do as well. And for me, this is worked the best over time. But for everybody, their way of calculating where the support resistance lines are different. Everybody's way of doing support resistance will be different, especially if they don't have an indicator that they're using for that. You can find indicators out there that help with support resistance, like this one. Okay, it's probably kind of hard to see where the colors are. So you see the red numbers here. This is on the 1 hour chart for the odd USD. You can see the pivot line, which is right here. So S1, S2, S3, R1, R2, and R3. And they don't really follow my method of support resistance perfectly, but they do an okay job for those of you that don't really know how where to do support resistance. So support 1 is in this area, as you can see. And then support 2 is way down there as well. Now this indicator changes on a daily basis depending on how the price moved for that day. It's an okay indicator. It's still an indicator. It's blind. It can't read the charts very well. It's not better than a naked eye, and so that's why I actually don't even use it for my trading. Will UJ bounce up back to 103 plus? 103 plus. Jeez, that's quite a ways. That's 190 pips. Yeah, the numbers, as Tony said, the NFP numbers would have to be really positive USD in order for that to happen. And I would even be surprised, even with positive numbers, to see that much of a jump on the UJ. When we take into consideration how strong the yen has been over the past few weeks, couple weeks. Yeah, if I remember, Good Boy was in on the pound. I don't know how his trades are doing, but you guys really like this Good Boy. It's always about what the Good Boy's doing. Yeah, he's buying right now on the pound. I would expect that if this candle closes positive for him, this would be considered a Harami candle. If it closes positive or some kind of bullish candle, oh actually wait, it's 10:05, so this candle still has an hour 55 minutes left before it closes. But if that does, then yeah, it could see some movement up. But his trades, I would guess, would potentially close before that. I think he's going to be fine on this current basket that he's in right now. I think he'll see some movement back up. Okay, so here we go. The next candle is pushing down again, and can check on the 15 minute. I'm going to mark the 800 level. So technically, it's closed below that, but again, like I've said before, it's being very unsure in this area, and I think it will continue to be until there's a clear break of that level. And for me, it will be on the 1 hour chart. Sniper FX, not everyone does, Ryan. Yeah, well, a lot of the new players do like what's going on with Good Boy FX, um, because he's a high risk trader. Uh, he's uh, he's kind of a gambler. He is kind of a gambler. He's a gambler, and that's just not how I trade. Um, but I've showed you guys this before, and it's just a fun account. But the thing is that other people can do that trading too. I mean, I just don't understand why he's such a big deal. Yeah, he's a talented guy, and he makes some really good trades. But there's other traders that can trade like that. But the thing is that when you have large sums of money, for me at least, I'm not willing to take that risk. So you can see here on this account that I've been just messing around with. This is copying my my strategy at 13 times the risk. And I'm doing this on demo account because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me for me to do this kind of risk on a real account unless it was maybe $1,000 or 500 or something. But you can see the gains that I've had on it just by doing the account, and these gains have been since July 25th. So we're talking about a week and a half since those gains started. Well, that's 45% in a week and a half. Now, I honestly know a lot of people that wouldn't mind taking the risk of a 63% drawdown for these kinds of gains, but I would be really adamant, or I would be really potentially very against having people trade like this, at least at this point. And I would make a massive disclaimer telling people that this kind of trading is only meant for very small accounts. I don't recommend more than $1,000, and it's just for those for those traders that would rather take their chances in trading than at the casino. Is the pen you're using to draw on the chart related to MetaTrader or recording software? No, I actually, this is Magic Pen. It looks like this. I think it's Magic Pen. I don't know. Epic Pen. You can get that pen any of the analysts as well. I know some. I think it's Jay that has a few a marker of his own or a drawing tool. There's quite a few of them that you can get. Yeah, Sniper FX, I don't want to say anything bad about Good Boy because I can see that he's a talented guy. I can see that he knows his levels. He obviously knows how to trade. But he uses too much risk and his grid is too tight. That's my opinion. So if the market or the pair goes against him, he's in trouble very quickly and doesn't have a lot of breathing room. If the trade goes against him about anywhere from 70 to 100 pips from his original entry, then he's toast. And that's what happened already once. And that's a pretty big space, a bracket of space of 70 to 100 pips for some kind of retracement in that area. And he definitely picks his levels where he enters a lot in the first 20 pips. And this is just from me analyzing his trades. He enters a lot in the first 20 pips of the move, and if it goes against him. And then he'll wait. He'll wait a while. And hold on to his margin to see if there's some kind of slowdown or hint in the price action for him to buy in again or sell again. And he'll do this at periodic levels, hoping for a bounce at those levels. Sniper FX, since I'm an analyst and technically a Good Boy is a trader for forex, forexsignals.com, it's important that I watch what I say. I do agree that the long term, that this type of trading is not attainable. Um, but it can be for those that are wise with how they approach it. Uh, some may disagree with me here when I say that if you have $1,000 and Good Boy increases your account by 50%, so that's a $500 profit, right? So remove $500, and then if he loses, you lose $500 instead of 1,000. Let's say that you wait until 100%, until he grows the account 100%. Then you remove your withdraw your initial deposit, and then you're just playing with profit. The thing is that's one way to try to make that type of trading work is by making constant withdrawals, but there's problems with that too, because that means that Good Boy needs to make 200% before you're in profit. Because okay, so how does that work? You have your $1,000 deposit. He makes 100%. You withdraw your 1,000, so now you have your original 1,000 back. So you don't have any risk now. But now he has to make another 100% or some kind of profit after that in order for you to come back with some kind of profit. The thing is that's going to happen is that you never know when this type of trading is going to blow up. It could be before he reaches 200%. It could be 50. It could be 10. You never know, and that's where the gamble comes into play. So it's important to constantly make withdrawals. I would even consider doing weekly withdrawals. So I'm constantly ciphering money out as a protection against myself, just in case a loss happens. Okay, I know that a lot of questions has been happening over the last little bit. Yeah, the Euro USD guys is taking a big hit right now, which is good for me, bad for Good Boy. I am now just 10, 11 pips away from closing out my trades. And for my followers, closing out 75 pips. Well, guys, you gotta understand. I mean, I know that there a lot of you people that a lot of the guys here have that have trading experience will pick on Good Boy a lot, and I sometimes do as well. But this is who he is. This is the type of trader that he is. He understands the risks that he's taking. He must know that he leaves himself open to the market when trades go against him abruptly. But he tries to scale in by removing some trades during in the course of the basket and trying to enters at different levels. I know that he's been trying to close some baskets in less profit and some in the negative to try to help as well. So I think that we should pick on him less, and the reason why is because what's the point? He's going to get people are going to watch him because this is the type of trader he is. He makes big profits. And he puts up big risk. I just don't think it's really valuable to pick on him unless he's really doing something wrong. And right now people don't think he is. He lost 40% of their money, but at this point everybody has stayed in, so they don't have a problem with it. As long as the ones that are trading with him don't think that, then that's fine. Sniper FX is fine. I don't think what I've said so far will get me into trouble because I've clearly stated that Good Boy is a high risk trader, high risk, high reward. And as long as people understand that, and Nick has done a great job explaining what people are in store for, then that's okay, and they understand. Obviously, they're fine with what they've experienced so far, even with the 40% loss. Potter, I heard he's only 14 years old. And I don't know how old Sniper FX is. Sorry, Good Boy. Oh, I didn't even see the PMI data come out. The PMI data was just roughly negative though. Let me see. Yeah, it was just barely negative, so not by much. So I guess it didn't really, because it wasn't incredibly negative. People just pretty much ignored it. PMI data, guys, is honestly, it's not big data. It's not going to really change things. I mean, the PMI was positive. Sorry, but the non-manufacturing composite news was slightly negative. So the PMI, I guess it could have slightly pushed it down further on the euro US dollar, but it was only slightly positive. I'm not sure how much of an effect that had on this movement right now. Yeah, Sniper, FX. Yeah, well said there. I'm not picking. This is what Sniper FX said, just in case you guys, some of you didn't read it. Not picking, mate. Just don't want any newbies to think that Good Boy FX is the way to go. He needs to prove over the long term, for those with money in it. I hope he does well. I hope he does well, too. Uh, no, he hasn't really proved that his strategy will work long term yet. The longest I've seen him in the market is 3 to 4 months. I think the longest was 4 months, but it might have been three. I think the longest I've seen him in the market right now is on his current personal account, which is just over 3 months. The last time I saw him gain on his personal account before he blew it up was 1,250%, I think it was. I'm not sure of the exact number, but I think I'm within 20 to 30% of the number. Now, he didn't make any withdrawals on that account, or very many, before he lost all that money. On this account, he has made quite a few withdrawals, and yeah, he's made $24,614 in withdrawals on the account, and he's made $31,997 in profit, and that's on his personal account. All right, so coming back to my euro US dollar, we are now just 8 pips away. I'll try to stay on and just talking about stuff until hopefully this closes out. Now that level I was talking to you about, the 800 level, I think that we're probably going to close below that level now. We've broken it pretty solidly by 15 pips. I could whip back, but with the momentum that I'm looking at right now, I think this has got more to go. I think I'm going to get my profit. Trendline trader, explain. Live trading on here would be cool in between analysis live streams. Are you annoyed that I'm talking too much about Good Boy FX because I have spent a lot of time on him? Do you want me to get back into the analysis? Is that what you're asking? All right, I'm going to YouTube, guys. For those of you on YouTube that are watching, if you want to see the chat that I'm looking at the most, it's on forexsignals.com. And you can join for free, and there's a chat room. That's where this feed is coming from. Okay, so those of you on YouTube looking at your comments now, what do you think of selling the euro pound? I'll get to that in a second, Fabio. Is a Harami a reliable signal? I wouldn't necessarily call it a signal. I would call it a like a trigger candle for me. It's a way. After it closes, it shows me that something may happen in the market. And so a Harami compared in specific areas um, of price action can be very effective. Just like bullish engulfing candles can, and shooting stars and hammer candles, all those can be effective um, at certain levels or during trends or not. But if you find Harami candles, for example, uh, in areas that don't make a lot of sense, then they don't really mean a whole lot. Like ramble. Like for example, let's see if I can find something. Yeah, see, here's a Harami candle. The thing is that this whole area in here is just a big bunch of ranging that's happening. I want to see Harami candle after a big push down or a big push up, breaking trend lines and levels. It's just more meaningful for me. Hi Ryan, you trade gold. What I see about fundamental gold? Dexter, no, I don't trade gold. This is also coming from YouTube. I don't trade gold, and I don't really plan on doing much gold trading because I am a forex trader and I always have been. And since I live in the U.S., I am very limited to the brokers that I can use, and I'm using Oanda. It says this is a practice account for those of you that are new. This is my live account that I'm trading. That has all my same trades that are going in. Now, once all these trades close out for profit, hopefully soon, then I will be closing out this demo account and I'll be trading directly on my live account of $9,711. Okay, Trendline, I'm now reading your comments. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I think I misunderstood you, Trendline Trader. So you're good, buddy. Do I think the Euro US dollar will hit 1120? I don't think it will hit that low. No. Not in this session. I think that I'll be lucky for it to hit my profit level. Now things are slowing down a little bit now. It's 10:25. We still have roughly 2 or 3 hours left of a decently volatile market. So hopefully I'll get the rest of my pips here. Just 10 pips away. Now during no farm payroll, yeah, I do think that level that you indicate 11,220 could be hit. But that's much too far. That's too far away from where the price is right now, and we already moved in this session. We've already moved quite a few. I would really doubt that we push down that low. So I do think that since this level, if this candle closes, this 1 hour candle, we still have 35 minutes left, closes below that 800 level, which I've mentioned quite a few times, then yeah, I think that it could go down further. How much? I don't know. And I don't want to give you any suggestions of how far I think this would go. But yeah, I think that this is definitely a resistance support level from in here. And so I'd be looking for the market at some point, if the NFP is positive, to find some support there, depending on how much this moves today. So do you guys mind me talking about Good Boy? Because I have talked about him a lot. Is that something that you don't like or that you do like? Because just let me know. Yeah, Demon. I have a broker that offers 3,001. I would be a little concerned about about that broker if they were offering that much leverage. That seems kind of ridiculous. I'm not sure how much I would trust them. If it live room, if yes, why you don't answer my question? Hamed, where was your question? I'm new here and don't know anything about this room and the rules. Uh, what do you want to know about the rules? You just can't pretty much advertise your own some other material in this room that's not forexsignals.com related. So if you're trying to advertise your business in here or your trading room or somebody else's trading room other than people that are involved in the forexsignals.com like Good Boy and Nick's traders like Viper and Gold Star and Smart 2, all those guys. So just be careful about what you post. Hey Ron, just curious how long you think it would take to get your experience level as a trader. I'm trying to plan when to open a live account. Okay, yeah, good question, Ron's Royson. So for me, I talked a little bit about this in my last stream yesterday. For me, it took me 10 years before I was profitable for longer than 3 months. And I taught myself. I had no mentor. Um, the biggest mentor that I've had in trading ever was Trader 34 on forexfactory.com. We met through a post that I made on Forex Factory, and we now contact each other on Skype. He's uh, he's very good in fundamental analysis, and he's also very good in technical. I learned a lot of the technical things that you're seeing me do here through a combination of myself and through him. Um, and a lot of the ideas stemmed from him. He was a counter trend trader as well, and I decided after talking with him and looking at the markets that there was a lot of potential in counter trend trading. Um, and so yeah, he's about the best thing I've had to a mentor. And we met back about a year and a half ago, or two. I think it might have been 2 years ago. So I recommend finding a mentor that you trust. Now that's not somebody that you find online. It's important to find somebody that's recommended by a friend, by somebody that you've talked to, that you in a way trust. Um, because if you find recommendations for some guy online, you don't know what he's going to trade, how he's going to mentor you, the analysis that he's going to give you. You don't know if he's really profitable. So you need to trust this person or this man or woman in what they've taught in the past and the recommendations towards from your friends and family. Also check their stats. Are they profitable traders themselves? That's always something that you can check too. And if they hide their stats, they don't want to show you, I don't know. I'd probably pass. But a mentor could help you help things along. But I rarely see profitable traders within 12 months. It usually takes a lot longer, years, in order for a trader to become profitable. So during that time, it could be a wise idea to copy another trader's trades through websites like SimpleTrader.com or Forex Signals. Forex Signals, you can copy some really good traders. I really recommend Gold Star. He's really good, really good trader. Or you can even since Nick has pushed my SimpleTrader account free for the next 2 months, which I think there's links still going in on the chat. You can join up my signals for free for the next 2 months, and that offer expires on August 14th. Okay. Thoughts on the AutoCAD? Now I mentioned about this. There was a a bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing candle there, and this did see some push down. I'd be looking at the next support resistance level for me is in there, and that's obviously was hit right there, and then there was a bounce. I think that bounce may be temporary. Let me see. I do think that bounce is temporary. I think that the Australian dollar has more to go down. Now, if you look at this, there is a support level that keeps being hit. I think this has more to go down. First level is there. It's already been hit. Second level for me would be down here. There's also one right here that you could look at. So I think that the movement on this pair is potentially more down. Potter, who's good boy. Yeah, right. It's okay, Ryan. It's fun. Okay, yeah. I found talking about good boy fun as well. Yeah, I can talk about the pound New Zealand dollar. It's not a pair that I typically like to trade. I've told you guys before that I think the New Zealand dollar is so finicky, and it doesn't follow price action very often. And so that pair kind of it's intimidating to me. It scares me a little bit. So I don't trade it very often. Okay, I'm looking at this level. This level. Those are right when I look at this chart, that's the first things that point out to me. I'm looking at this movement up. I'm looking at this level. I'm seeing that the price broke that level here. I am looking at from the bottom level and looking at the higher lows. Helps me know if it's in a trend. And if this is on the 1 hour, I don't trade the 1 hour charts on these pairs very often. I see almost an engulfing reversal candle pattern there. This candle didn't close quite low enough for me. I wanted to close a little bit stronger in order for me to take that position. If we look at the 4 hour, still looking at this move up. And I'm looking for a reversal candle. Now, this wasn't one. That was not a Harami. And that wouldn't have taken that if this was a Harami anyway. I want this level to be broken up there. At least hit. I want that level to be at least hit. So I would be looking for a Harami candle in this one right now. So if there's any push down and that closes in the next 2 hour and a half, if that closes in the negative, then that would be potentially a good signal to take for countering that move. That's 350 pips. Now the spread on this pair is a little high for me. It's 7 pips. Another reason why I may not take a trade on this pair is because if the pips spread is too high, I'm only taking 20 to 30 pips. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for me to waste 7 pips on a spread like that when I could trade other pairs. Tell us more about good boy. All right, I'll get to that in a second. Let me get to all the trades. Well, he's getting a pushback right now. So we'll come back to that. All right. I don't trade with the level of risk, but interested to hear how some traders operate. Yeah. Are you talking about good boy or me? I'm not a high risk trader. As you can see, the highest risk that I was in over all my trades in the last couple days was about 3%. I think it might have been 3.5%. And as you can see right now, I'm not even $60 in the negative, which is what 0.3% or 0.4. And oh yeah, Eldred, I also will cut my trades at 7%. If 7% loss, if things go against me. I'm not a high risk trader. I believe in slower gains in anywhere from 3 to 5% per month, um, and then cutting my losses. My biggest strength is counter trend trading, and knowing when the market will have a pullback or retracement, and my discretion for the market, when to go in, when to go out. And a lot of times I will watch the news. I will keep an eye on the news to make sure that there's no drastic things coming out ahead before I enter a trade. I also keep an eye on the news for if I'm in positions like I am now on the Euro US dollar. I take news into consideration for where I re-enter trades. If there's news coming out, if it would be good to enter another basket trade at this time, if there's news coming out soon. How will the news affect my positions? You know, there's just so many different aspects that go into the discretion behind what I do in on my trading, and that, especially what you're seeing here. Rand, give me a new pair to trade. Cable is not my friend anymore. um, let's see. How come you're trading the pound anyways? I mean, is it just because you? Is it just because after the Brexit that's been so volatile, so you see a lot of profit potential in it? Um, I haven't had a lot of pound trades lately, especially on the pound USD. I've had a lot more trades on the pound Australian dollar though. It's too volatile. It's just so volatile that it can get you into trouble quickly, especially if you're wrong. And if you're trading on this pair, it's also been very rangy in a large range with a lot of pips in its range, but it's been very bouncy. And so this is not the absolute best type of trading to do in here. Yeah, in those bounces, there's quite a few pips, but still, it's very problematic to me. But honestly, guys, every pair is really weird right now. So I've been talking about it with my buddy that there's been over the past month. It's been the past month. Things have been strange with the market. Strange in the way that price action has been ignored on a lot of major pairs. The market has been driven by news. There's been a lot of news lately. The Brexit has caused a lot of countries to pull back, to be cautious, and so that's why things are all over the place and being really heavily driven by news right now. So I don't know how long that's going to continue to go on go on for. We have the no farm payroll coming on Friday, and so those news pushes will continue. But keep that in mind that yeah, technical analysis is important, but don't rely solely on it. Now I think that some traders have been led to believe that I concentrate a little bit too much on technical analysis. That's my entries, but I've said before that I do look at the fundamental side of things, the overall picture, the climate of what's happening on the currencies that I'm trading, and I think you should do the same. Did you read any books, Ryan? I read some investment books. I think I bought a forex trading book it was about very old technical analysis like trend lines and support resistance. I can't remember what that book is called and if I still have it or not. It was given to me as a gift back probably 8 years ago, and it was okay. I don't think I finished it though. So I obviously I didn't learn a lot from that. Mostly where I learned my techniques were from were forexfactory.com and mostly myself. I uh, I learned some things. I got involved in trading in forexfactory.com. I got hugely into EA trading back in the day as well, more so than trading manually. Then I went to trading manually using other people's systems and trying to make those work. Wasn't having a lot of success. Then I started building my own systems and did that for a lot of years. So a lot of chart time. No problem, Ronson. Sorry, just reading some of the comments. Sorry for the silence. So Good Boy closed out his trades, and he closed them out for a decent profit. For those of you wondering, you probably already mentioned since I'm delayed. But you saw again, he was in 20, was it 25% drawdown? It is best to trend trade or trade counter trend in a range. That is very, that's hard to say, Eldred, because most people are not counter trend traders. The only probably the biggest counter trend trader that you guys are seeing in the light right now is Good Boy. He's a counter trend trader. He looks at technically, he looks at support resistance points and levels and enters heavily on them. So Good Boy does sort of what I do, just at way higher risk. Most people trend trade because they think that there's this myth that the trend is your friend, and but the thing is that we don't know when a trend happens. We don't know that a trend is happening until it's pretty much done. And what does the trend even mean? The trend is based mostly off of the strength of the currency, and that could change at any point. Um, and then that trend is done, and we don't really know when that trend is done until it's too late. So that's my theory with trend trading, and that's why I don't like to do it anymore. Because this whole idea of letting your profits run and cutting your losses short is total bullcrap to me. That idea I've tried to make work so long that I think I've just given up on it. Of letting your profits ride and cutting your losses short. Why? Because it looks like, let's see if I can give you an example. Okay, so I have an EA that might give an example of this. I can't remember what my EA is called since I have so many of them. But the thing is that the problem with that is you'll have, let's say that you have a system that has a stop loss of 20 pips and a profit of 50 pips. Okay. Now the thing is that your stop loss of 20 pips is going to get hit way more than your 50 pips take profit point, and that's going to pose major issues for you. That 20 pips stop loss will get hit double, triple, quadruple as many times over the long term than that 50 pips take profit will get hit. It depends on your system. If you can find a system that has a 70% win rate or 60, even 60%, then you'll be good. But the thing is that if your stop loss is smaller than your profit, then you're likely going to have a higher win rate on that side because the pip amount is smaller. So the 20 pip loss is going to get hit a lot more, meaning that you're going to have your losing rate will be roughly probably 35 to 40%, while your profits are a lot smaller on the win percent side. In the end, it doesn't really work out, at least with all the EAs that I've tested it with. Now the EAs are very limited. Now they follow a very strict rule base. Some EAs can change their use a trailing stop or something in on the loss side and on the profit side. But the thing is that they still have that idea of letting your profits run and cutting your losses, letting your profits run and cutting your losses short. I've never been able to make it work. And I stress you guys to explore different money management types, because that whole idea, that's all in those forex books, letting your profits ride and cutting your losses short, to me it's a lie. I think it's a lie, and I think it's complete bogus. There are a few systems that can make it work. There are some traders that can make it work. Yeah, I'm not going to deny that, but still, it's something that a lot of traders have been plugged in their head by their mentors or by what they've read online. That's the only way they make trading work. It's not. No problem, Sniper FX. Yeah, Sniper FX. Yeah, you can get into trouble quickly. Yeah, on the pound, considering that it's still very volatile right now with the Brexit aftermath. It's starting to slow down a bit. If you scroll back to closer to the Brexit, you'll see that the moves were pretty substantial, and so the volatility is slowing down a bit. And so I guess you could say things are getting a little bit more back to normal, but it is very rangy. Justin Bieber, what's up with your obsession with kangaroos, man? I'm not from Australia or New Zealand. I don't eat kangaroos. I I've never seen a kangaroo. I don't think I've even seen one at the zoo. I'm not even sure, but I've never been to any places that I would see one in the wild. So, but yeah, you, either I'm starting to wonder if you really like kangaroos, or for some reason you think I should. I'm not really sure. Laser FX, is this your full-time job? Yes and no. It's my full-time job, but I get paid two different ways. I trade full-time, and I also am a part-time musician. And I will be going on tour later this month. At the end of this month, I'll be going on tour for about a week to play concerts. And I will still be trading. And I might not be able to do some of my streams when I'm on that tour, depending on my time schedule and um, my internet. But I'll try to see what I can do for you guys during that time. If I'm not here, it's likely that I'm on tour or I'm out of town. I don't think you'll see me on Friday either. I am going to be in Virginia, and I might try to pop in for a little bit during my time bracket, because we're going to be seeing a lot of action on the no front payroll. So yeah, I'll try to bring my headset and fill you guys in if my internet's good enough. uh, is Kilimanjaro? He's a counter trend trader. I'm pretty sure he's a basket trader, right? Um, his basket trading is pretty tight, and his risk is pretty high from what I could see. And so I am allowed to stay in the market a little bit longer. But you also know that his pair that he trades is the NU. And I've talked about the NU already. It doesn't really follow price action very well. It's a dangerous pair to be doing that kind of stuff on. At least that's my opinion. Somebody else might think otherwise, but that pair moves very drastically. It's very trendy. The moves, you don't know how long they're going to go on for. If you're trending that pair, to me, it's a dangerous move. Go to Zulu Trade. Dozens of good boys there. That is so true. Zulu Trade is to me is also when you're talking about danger, a dangerous place. There's tons of people like that there, and they all push to be ranked high, but then they come and go every single week. You'll see tons of people at the top positions drop over and over again. I'm still reading your comments. Oh, I need to go to YouTube, guys. I haven't been on there for a little bit. What do you think of the odd USD? Uh, what are the advantages of trading with forex on top of binary options? More control? What would you say? This comes from Chandler on YouTube. I don't like binary options. Binary options are is a gamble to me. Um, you are limited to the orders that you can do. The broker makes money off of you losing money, and that's a fact. That's how binary options make their money, is by you losing. Forex broker they make their money based off the spread. Now, binary options don't have a spread. There's only one that I think is technically binary options. It's called Nadex Exchange. They're like a binary broker, but they have a different way of going about their trade mechanics. So I do not recommend binary options. I think it's very limiting. I think it's a great way to lose your money quickly. The forex market is also a way to lose money quickly, but it's a little easier, not so limited to the trades that you can do. What do I think of the odd USD? Well, oh, I didn't even see this. The Harami candle right here. This must have been when I was sleeping. 12. That happened yesterday, so I couldn't have taken that position since I was in too many trades already. So there was a Rami. There was a new high. We checked to see the bottom and the top. How many is 215 pips? Is good. New high was made. Broke this level. Harami candle pushed down. So yeah, I would counter that move. I would have looked for 20 pips, and it moved 34. That is, I'm not going to talk about the trend really. I mean, I'm looking starting from the bottom to the top. I see this motion, and it's definitely going up. So in regards to my trading, this was a signal or some kind of trigger for me with that move, and then the move back down. I think GU is going down more if you look at the 4-hour channel. What do you think, Ryan? Sonia. Sone. So good boy played this candle. he was hoping for that pushback, and then he definitely got it. Again, the very volatile pair, especially right now. This candle is a pretty wide candle. That's a 50 pip candle at this point. Do I think it's going to go down more on the 4-hour channel? Well, it's hard to say. It's really difficult to say. There, you had this entry here, Harami, for a push down, and that already happened. My profit from that trade would have been taken. That's 46 pips. So that trade happened. I'm looking at the bottom of this move up, 320 pips. And yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I made a new high. It broke this. I made a new high there. And this candle is, on the 1-hour chart at least, is doing a kind of a larger, a mini whipsaw type of action going on, where it went down and it went back up. Very insecure. On the daily, nothing to see there. I don't know how this is going to work out. I know that's in an uptrend. Is it going to bounce up from there? I don't know. It could break down. I'd be looking at this level for it to hit, and being a support resistance level there. But right now, I have no idea. All I know is that my trade would have been a profitable one there. Just a cable thing, the like data. What's Kill's account looking like? I'm not sure. I think I can show it here. Let's see, make sure that nobody else already posted it. Okay, yeah, somebody did. Yeah, unfortunately, his account's not looking amazing right now. Looks like he's changed over to using our trading on the New Zealand dollar now. He really likes the loonie, doesn't he? He had some pretty big drawdown, but was able to close out for some decent profit recently on the on New Zealand pair. So his account's been very up and down, very rangy for quite a while now. I see FX Viper shorting all the time, and filter only positive trades. Yeah, Justin Bieber, he's been in that drawdown for quite a long time on the Euro-US dollar. In my opinion, maybe a little too long. But he is a very talented trader. He's wise with how he approaches that. He scalps at the when he's in that drawdown to take small profits, to continue to gain profit on his account while he's in that drawdown. It's a good way while waiting for the euro to hit his profit level. He's a basket trader like me, but he holds on to trades longer than I do. I don't trade options at all. Wrangle, not yet at least. You need to combine Killa with a good boy and sell the signal. Good one, Demon. I'm not sure how good advice that is right now. Potter, I don't know what's going through Nick's mind. I don't push him, and I'm just doing my thing, trying to make profits on the account. I'm doing my analysis for you guys, doing the free 2 months on my SimpleTrader account, just to get some people involved and get me more involved in the community as well. I don't know if I'll ever be officially on board with Nick. And I'm not going to push him. I'm just going to take things as it goes. And I'm going to be focused on my account, getting above that high water mark that everybody seems to talk about. This is my account right now. Uh, you can find me on SimpleTrader.com. I think I'm ranked in the 60 or 70 on the site. And I had my dip in equity. I had my loss of 7% that I talked about, and I've been slowly getting that back over the last 2 weeks. See you later, FX Magician. Let's see how you're doing today. Yeah, you're still making those profits. I'm not sure why you hide your open trades though on this account. Just curious why you do that and what the point of that is. And you also hide your history too. Are you wanting people not to copy your trades? I believe in complete transparency. I've never I've always showed my stats on my FX book. I don't find that it's dangerous to show what they show on that on keeping your account completely open so people can see. A lot of times, I'm now FX magician. I'm not going to pick on you too hard, but a lot of times when I do see a locked account, I feel like the trader has something to hide. It's not to say that you have something to hide, but just curious why hide this information. So I'm looking at, if you guys are wondering, what I'm looking at. So yeah, I'm looking at FX magician's account, and it's good. Looks great. I mean, it makes a very good profit. Higher drawdown, but makes a good profit every month. Does have a loss of equity. But all I was talking about was the locked, the stuff that's locked that you can't really see on this account. And every trader usually has a reason for having these features locked. But a lot of times I find it very tricky to know to trust a trader when these when there's a lot of aspects on the accounts on their account that's locked on when viewing stats. That's just my opinion. Not to pick on you, FX Magician. You're obviously a talented trader and you know what you're doing. But yeah, that would be my only comment regarding that. Good boy selling EU again. Interesting. I guess he's trying to play that small range. Oh, thanks, Potter. Are you talking about my session today, or are you talking about somebody else? Oh, you're talking about Jay. Wait, are you talking about Jay? Well, anyways, yeah, Jay has great sessions too. Yeah, welcome to the Good Boy Trading discussion channel, right? I know I do talk about him a lot. It's just because you guys are talking about it in the chat box on the right side when I'm doing my stream, and he's taking a lot of positions right now too. I mean, I guess if there's not a lot going on my side when I'm just waiting for the Euro US dollar to hit profit, and I don't really have anything else going on. I'm not taking any other positions, especially since the NFP is coming out. I'd only consider taking positions maybe on the odd on pretty much all the other pairs other than the USD. And currently, I don't see any potential trades happening on the other pairs. So yeah, why not talk about a few other things? Yeah, I'm a naked trader. I don't rely on any indicators. Elganza. I'm just making sure I got your name right. And I've been doing that for quite a while. I don't like indicators. I think that they lag, and they always show. Most of them show. what's happening in the market after it's already happened. Lots of firms use indicators. Yeah, a lot of people still use indicators. That's just not my style. Just not MT4 BS by Potter. Thanks, Potter. Glad you enjoy the streams, even though I'm completely rambling today about Good Boy and other things. So guys, if you want to, I think I'm going to end soon since I've been going for a little while now. If you want to check out my the thread with the free 2 months of my signal, go here to this thread, and Nick posted there. You probably have already seen it. For those that have not, go ahead and check it out. I'll also put it on YouTube, and check it out. And why not get some free 2 months of signals for my through my SimpleTrader account. I think you can see if you're wondering about where I am on SimpleTrader, you can look me up, Ryan Analyst US Compliance Signal. I can show you that here as well. But don't join through that link, the link that I just posted, because you won't see the free 2 months. You gotta find the free 2 months through the offer on the forexsignals.com thread. Right, I find that when a candle wick spikes, it generally triggers my sell. It seems like I'm not sure what your strategy is, Indigos, and how you're trading. Are you, so you're saying that you're getting in basically right when the market reverses against you and vice versa? Are you basically failing on your take profit levels? So this is happening when you're on your take profit levels. So the market's barely missing your take profit? Is that what you're saying? Because I've had that happen sometimes. The longer that it takes for my profit to get hit, the more I will close. The more likely I am to close out early. Thanks, Potter. Thanks for for letting me know. Quick question: besides reversal candles and pivots, any other strategies? Yeah, I've traded so many different ways. I've done trend trading. I've done range trading, and I'll show you some of the range trading that I've done in the past. Let's see. Let me load up a chart. And this is one of my best range trading systems that I've used in the past, and it's actually having to do with custom indicators. Now, some of you may have some experience with custom indicators. It's the beauty of being on MetaTrader, and I've used a ton of custom indicators. And some of them have worked, most of them have not. Now let's see if I can find what I'm looking for here. Okay, there it is. Okay, so these arrows that you see here. Now it may look like a very newbie strategy, but if you're looking at the arrows that you see here, the circle ones. Oh, whoops! Let me change my marker. The circle ones up here. These do not repaint. Now repainting means when it paints on chart and then it disappears. when the signal is not valid anymore. We want it to paint on chart and stay there, even if the market it continues to go against it and the signal was invalid. So you'll see that this other indicator, this little arrow one, the green and red arrows, is basically an EMA crossover. I'm not even sure what the crossover is, if I remember, since it's been such a long time since I've used this type of signal. It is an EMA, faster EMA 4 and 8. So that's what this. Once they cross, it gives you a signal. It also does not repaint as well. So these are just EMA crosses on these arrow candles. I'm not even sure what this is based on, this circle indicator, but I know that it's likely some EMA or some kind of indicator that it's based on, but it does not repaint. So what I would look for is this indicator to pop up first, and then I would take an entry after I got a confirmation, and I would take that entry right there. And I had an EA based on these two signals. Same thing here, signal here as well, but the confirmation came after right here, and then the market pushed back down. So that was actually a pretty good signal up there. And that, to me, is range trading. So I'd be looking for a signal here, and then a confirmation. Then I'd be looking for the counter it on selling, and then I got it. And then the market had my scroll on. So yeah, enter here, confirmation. Enter here, confirmation. And that's how I would do my range trading. It could be considered as I guess somewhat trend trading, but the range that I was in was quite heavy, or quite large. But again, here after the Brexit confirmation, here confirmation. It's a decent little strategy. It's not bad, but you still have the same problems of knowing when to take your profit. And so that's why I don't really use this system anymore. I did program it into an EA, and the EA can be profitable for long periods of time. So that is one strategy that I use as well, or have used in the past. Indigos, trying to find that when a candle wick spikes, it generally triggers my sell. Okay, I think I read that already, I guess. Let's see. Can you share with us what is your main strategy? What I'm showing you now, my counter trend. That's what I look for. I don't trade any indicators. I look for a big push in the market. I look for indication from the candlesticks to show me a reversal or retracement that happens, and that's how I trade. In general. Any idea about pound Australian dollar? You guys are just racking on the questions right now. You're never gonna let me go. Yeah, I spoke about this earlier. There was a minor bearish engulfing there that I wouldn't have taken. I wouldn't have taken that trade. So no entry for me there. That's on the 1 hour chart. On the 4 hour, I don't know if there was any position there either. No. No indication for a reversal in here either. There was one here. There was a Harami candle. There was a Harami candle here. There was an engulfing candle, a bearish candle there. The market moved down. Market moved down, down. There was a Harami here, which I did take. I did take that, and it bounced up. So just depending on where they are placed in the price action, and I look for specific spots. Sometimes they may be hard for you guys to find. Yes, the wick tail spikes through my take profit level and then fails to close. Yeah, that depends on your broker too. What pairs are you using? Because the higher, if for example, if I'm on Oenda and my spread is high, like if it's like a pound Australian dollar or pound CAD, a lot of times the spread, or your CAD, the spread can be higher. So I need to go past my take profit by 7 pips before the trade will close out to cover the broker's fee. So keep that in mind. Since I keep that in mind, I a lot of times will set my profit lower to cover that spread. So I'm not having, instead, if my profit level is 20 pips, then I understand that with the spread I need to take 27 pips profit. So if I'm keeping track of the spread, I might take 15 pips or 13 pips profit. So I am still giving that spread to the broker, but I'm not having to get so far above to cover my spread amount, and I will be victim of what you have had the problem with in the past, which is where the price will get really close to taking your profit, and then you'll wait, and then you'll get hit hard. It reverses. I've had that happen in the past, where even on pairs like the euro US dollar, where the spread isn't high, I've had to get 3 pips before my to my profit level, and then reverse. That's exactly what happened on my personal account. Here, if I can freaking find it. Yeah, my loss that you see here on the my 7% loss. It was on a trade on the Euro Japanese Yen. I'm not sure if I even have it anymore. Yeah, I might have gotten rid of it. But it showed that I was 3 or 5 pips away from taking profit or getting out of the trade, and it reversed and went against me, and it hurt. It hurt 7% of my account pretty much. It's a very unfortunate event, but sometimes that can happen. It's part of the game. What is your name? What is the name of that indicator? If you guys want to know the names of the indicators that I was using on that range system, that is EMA crossover signal. I'm not going to post them in the chat because this is not the system that I'm using. And Fat Cat. Fat Cat is the one that's round. It's a decent signal by itself, but it gives you a lot of false signals, as you can see there. But at least it doesn't repaint. Fat Cat is that one, and an EMA crossover with the underscores. So if you search that, you could probably find something that's similar, or the indicator. Lots of Qs all of a sudden. I know, right? What about gold? Potter, I don't trade gold. Okay, yeah. Do you think we will see a USD come back now, or that was just pullback? Well, okay, so I'm marking this level again. That 1.11796. Now during that hour, we had a pretty big pullback on that wick on the Euro US dollar right here. Now it didn't close. It did still close below my level that I marked. But I'm going to be watching this next hour candle to see if it does come back and close above that level. That's very possible to happen. So I'll be watching this hour carefully to see, not carefully, but I'll keep an eye on it. It won't make a difference of if I put any more trades in. I won't be putting any more trades in, but it gives me a little bit of an outlook. If this candle closes above this line, then yeah, we could have more of a retracement of this move, and to push back up. And I won't be adding any trades during that time period. I'll just be waiting it out and see what happens. And I have about 48 hours before I have to decide if I'm going to close this in small loss. Is Euro going to break 1.1155 support? 1155. We'll see. Like I said before, there was the 118, and then there's a minor support. I don't feel like it's huge right there, because of that range that was in there, this mess here. I'm not sure how heavy that support is going to be, because that push up and back down, I'm not really sure if this is going to be considered a heavy support. Right there. We'll see. I felt like this was more of the heavy resistance support area that I was looking for a break. This could be another one. I'm not completely ruling it out yet, but I still find this one to be the more important one. Will you have the trade open for no farm payroll? I think I mentioned that already. I'm watching this candle. If it closes above, I may be watching this minor support level, but honestly, my profit is right on that, my profit level, so I'm hoping that it goes to that level. I'm hoping for a later day continued push back down, but it's 11:23 New York time. We could see some slowdown. I've said before that coming on 12 to 1 to maybe even 2 o'clock, that the initial pushes, which we've had here, may give us a pullback. Now, if this candle was to close in the next 40 minutes as a Harami candle, yes, there could be a pushback up. Will I close out? Probably not. Would I consider closing out? I'd have to think about it. I probably have to think about that a little bit more if I saw this happen, because what I'm seeing here is a good push down, and in a Harami candle, it gives me on the technical side with no news coming out the rest of the day, which means that there could be some pushback. Let's see. So I don't want to hold through no farm payroll. No, I really don't want to hold this trade through that. But there is a potential that I could do it. I have enough margin. I'm in 4 trades. I have plenty of margin. I have plenty of account. I'm not in any other positions, so it's possible that I could take the no farm payroll. Now I'm expecting a push up, push back down during that, or vice versa, push down, push back up. And if I'm right close to my profit level, I might be able to hold through that news. I'll just have to wait and see as time gets closer, though. How do you get it? Now, since I'm ending student guys in the next 5 minutes, I'm not gonna be taking a whole lot of other questions. But I'll take the ones. I'll just pick the ones that I think that I want to answer. Are you saying wait, much better odds to his Potter, are you suggesting that I should add to this position, to add to what I'm seeing here, meaning place another trade in the hopes to get out even earlier before the no farm payroll? You mean like if I had my profit up here instead of down here, since I think that this is such an important level? Well, it broke that level. I'm out of the red for the moment, unless this candle closes above, or the candles after it close above that level. So right now I'm out of the bad zone at the moment, according to the technical side. I could have added more levels up here, but I don't want to risk my account with a no farm payroll coming that close. If the trade was weighted so that it was break even at your second position, you mean at let's see, position 1 here, 2 and 3. So are you thinking saying that I should drop my take profit down to my position 2? If you're talking about what happened in the past, it's hard to fully yeah, the third. Now I mentioned before, Potter, that I had my position 1 and 2 and then 3. 2 and 3 were close together, which made it so that I needed a lot more movement from my 4th position going down in order to break even. Now that was the risk that I was taking, was having my position 2 and 3 being so close. I was hoping for more of a retracement down. That didn't happen. My profit level was very close to being hit. I think it was in this area during this move. My take profit was pretty close, and you can see I was, again, I think it was only about 20 pips away from hitting this level here. And that's what I was hoping for. It didn't happen. Oh, you didn't see the first trade on my feed. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I did enter much lower. Now what you're saying makes more sense. Yeah. If I was just in those 3 positions, then yeah, it would be great right now. I mean, I would be way well in profit if this was position 1 and this was 2 and this is 3. I would be way in profit right now. And I would be stupid to hold on to this position if this was the case. But yeah, because of this position, the first one, yeah, that's causing the problems. This guy is being a little bitch. So yeah, that's basically why I am holding on to the position and where I'm taking the profit where I am. Yes, Potter, you're suggesting holding on to positions longer than I am. Uh, so let's take, for example, again the trade 1, 2, and 3. Now, if those are my positions, so let's say I enter trade 1 here and 2 and a 3 right at the top. That would be a really good basket trade. It would be really profitable. But the thing is that I never know how far the market's going to move in my direction. Now, there's a possibility that I can martingale this. So I could have the first level be 0.01, and then the second level be 0.02, and the third level be 0.1, and then the fourth level be 0.2 or something like that. I could do something like that, but it would be martingale. I don't want to do that and then look for more profit. At this point, when I have 4 trades in, which doesn't happen very often, most of the time I'm out in 1 to 2 trades against the trend. Now, this is one of the more rare occasions where I'm in 4 trades, and at this point, I'm just trying to come out with just 20 pips. Now, that might seem like a big risk to people. I'm risking 3.5%, which was the highest, or I think it was probably 3% on this basket, to get a profit of 0.4% or 0.3%. The thing is that this was a bad trade. This was a bad trade, and I want out of this trade as quickly as possible. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to hold on to this for longer than I should, because I don't want to be in this trade anymore, especially since an NFP is coming. I want to be out of this as soon as possible. I might even close this at a loss, considering what's coming, to protect my account. Yeah, John Neely. Yeah, there are definitely correlations. I think you're talking about the Euro US dollar and the US dollar Swiss franc. Now, if that's going up, then the USD is likely going down. Not always the case, but yes, it's typically what happens. And so, since this is going up in a big way, then that could mean that the Euro US dollar could follow. Now, most of the time, the US dollar Swiss franc tails the Euro US dollar, and most of the time it doesn't move is not as volatile as the euro US dollar as well. It's in the last while, it hasn't been, at least. Okay, Potter, I'm reading your stuff again. Hold on. Yeah, Potter, thanks for trying to break things down. I mean, this is how I felt like the best way to do it. I've considered holding on to trades longer, especially when I'm in baskets of 3 to 4, because that doesn't happen very often, so why not hold on to the trade longer? Uh, Looking at my past history, I've found that it's dangerous holding on to a basket. Okay, so we're already heavily in risked here. And that means that if this shoots up and breaks this level again and continues, especially during no-fund payroll, then I really could be in a crappy position, because my first trade is so far away at that point. Then I'm risking a lot more instead of holding on to these trades, or even martingaling at this point. That's why I do flat trades, 0.24 lots, 0.24, 0.24, and so on and so forth. It's like 8 to 10 seconds on the lag, Potter. But again, I have two different screens, so I'll talk a lot before looking at the actual chat box. So it's a combination of the lag and the combination of me looking at at what you're saying as well. If I would have been out 2 hours ago if I martingaled this top position, is what you're saying, or used higher risk. So instead of 0.24 lots, if I would have done 0. Like say 44. Shadow FX. This trade. Okay, yeah. See, Potter. I'll come to you in a second, Shadow. Potter. Yeah. How do I know this is going to be where the market reverses, though, Potter? How do I know that this is where I want to do my 0.44 lot trade? That's double the risk of what I've been doing. I don't know if that is going to be the reversal point. I didn't know this was going to happen. I knew that there was a possibility for some retracement in the market. I actually didn't know it was going to be this substantial. So hindsight, yeah, is what people say. Hindsight's a bitch, you know. Yeah, it would have been great if I was at 44 lots and if I knew that was going to happen, but I didn't know. Luckily, I was lucky enough to actually hit that reversal point in general, even with my 0.24 lots. I wonder if we ever looked at the odds like that for those situations, but I'm done, mate. You don't. It's all odds calculation indeed. Yeah, it is. It is. It's trying to know when to fight your battles. You know, trying to guess when the best times of that will be. Now, instead of adding more risk to my trades, I actually make my grid tighter, like I did here in this area. I made a tighter grid than I'm used to. Usually I do anywhere from 50 to 60 pips, and then these two trades was only 27. I was willing to take the risk there because I saw some good potential for a reversal there. Didn't happen. Yeah, it is, Potter. I mean, I've done a lot of research on trying to make the strategy the best. They're the best it can be for how I for how I basket trade. There's a lot of things that you could do to get out faster, but there's those same things to get out faster also means that you're potentially putting more risk on your account too. Yeah, it's like this is the crap we traders have to calculate on a dynamic basis. It really is. There's um, what's the best way to beat the market or your edge? And this is the best way I've found. I find that martingale is too risky and almost never works if I if I constantly increase my lot size or doubling it. Even semi-martingale is still a bit dangerous. Now I could have semi'd in this area, especially at these top levels. I could have semi-martingaled, which means like basically 0.1 to 0.2, 0.3, and so forth. And so basically you do that, and there's a possibility that I could have been out by now as well. Now what's happening right now is a very unfortunate situation. Is this candle is still trying to close above that level that I mentioned before. I guess people are not quite ready. If this continues to push up, they're not quite ready to continue to push this down, which means that I'm going to be in this trade for longer. All right, going back to the other questions, Shadow FX. This trade discussing was standard rule strategy or just a bad trade. This is standard. This is what I was looking for. I entered my position based on the 4-hour chart, and you'll see I saw Harami. I saw a push up after the FOMC news. I picked the Harami trade here. I entered. It bounced. The market bounced around my position for a while. I was looking for just 20 pips. I received 13. I reserved 13 pips, and that was really unfortunate. It just didn't, and then it bounced up and went against me, and so I was looking for my next level. I had just about closed out this trade at break even. I was really close to doing it because I saw this mess happening here, and it was taking too long to close out for profit. It was too tight of a range, and I didn't like what I was seeing, so I debated closing out my trade. Now, if I would have closed out my trade for break even, I would have been good. I would have been in a good position, and the next trade I would have been looking for was up here, and that would have hit profit of 20 pips. And then the next trade would have been here, and obviously I would have probably entered a second position up there, and I would have been an unprofitable trade in here. So in hindsight, if I would have closed that trade out because I was worried that it could go against me because it was taking too long to hit my profit of 20 pips, then I would have gained another 20 pips here, and I would have gained another probably 20 or 30 pips on this move. So unfortunately, it didn't go in my favor, and sometimes those things happen. Daily over move. Okay. Potter, I'm still reading here. No, Potter, I really don't mind you asking these questions. These are good questions to ask because I know that this type of trading is new to a lot of people, especially to even veteran traders as well. This is not something that's typically done. This is not how a typical person looks at the market. And I am basically here to prove to you from my past trading knowledge and experience and history that what you've learned in the past is not always the way. We always have heard about the trend lines, the levels. Yeah, that stuff's important. But this mentality of trading the trend or trading the breaks or looking for large profits compared in small losses is not necessarily true. And so that's why I'm here to try to show you guys that what I do is different, and I look for smaller profits, and I look to basket my bad trades, and my bad trade was here in this area. So these three other trades were to try to help this position and get me out of this trade. Now, it's not what a lot of people think is you're basically betting against a losing trade. That's always a big. I've heard that said as a big no-no, not to do that. And I'm telling you that that is not necessarily the worst thing that you can do. It's a way to help your bad trades and give you a higher winning percentage. (73.8%). Now, my strategy that I do with the reversal candle and the counter trend is what typically gives me that 73%. But when I basket trade, I also keep up that 73% pretty well, because as you can see here, trade 1 and 2 will be losses when this if the market hits my profit level, and then trades 3 and 4 will be profits. So that gives me a 50% win rate on this basket as a whole. So my win rate should still linger at the 73%. So that goes to show you that my win percentage on my actual first entries is about 73%. So this trade I took typically goes to 20 pips or 20 or 30 pips to my profit target 73% of the time. And then my basket trades, when it comes to math, I usually profit 50% of the time of those, causing me to continue that 73% profit strike rate. Okay. Thanks, Potter. Yeah, interesting style. So your counter trend trader trading is based off of 4 hour and 1 hour. As your yeah, I don't use any other charts unless recently some of you saw that I was trading on the pound Japanese yen, and I took not the best position on that pair. I was tired, and it wasn't an accurate signal. So I wanted out of that trade quickly, and so I actually went and did some trading on the 15 and 5-minute chart, using my same kind of counter trend idea of using the candlesticks, and I was able to get out of that trade in a small profit. So every once in a while, I'll use the smaller time frames, but for 90% of the time, I'm using the 1 hour and 4 hour charts. You can see where my profit level is. This is when my basket is closed. All my trades will be taking profit at that level. Yeah, sorry, that's the price. Hold on. All my trades will be closing at, though, 1.11549. Now, basket trading won't work for everybody, especially if your risk is too high, if you're martingaling, if your trades are too close together. There's a lot of factors. Basket trading is not the answer to being a profitable trader. Yeah, it can help, yeah, but it's not the golden ticket. To me, there's multiple golden tickets to having an edge in the market. Basket trading is one of them, yeah. But risk, money management, having a good strategy which wins, 70% or more of the time. There's a lot of things that you need to become profitable in the market. Also, how you read the news as well, and how you know when to re-enter your trades based on what's happening on other pairs. Like I did, I saw that the yen was going to potentially weaken, which was at this level, and the yen is correlated with has been correlated with the euro US dollar. So when that loses value, when the yen loses value, then the US dollar Japanese yen is rising like it has been. Then the euro US dollar is likely falling. So that's why I took that indication up there for that trade. So it's those kind of things that you need to also understand how price works with your pairs, your correlations. What's driving the market? Is it news? Is it technical analysis? Is it a combination of both? If the U.S. dollar Japanese yen is going down, what's causing that to go down? Is it because the U.S. dollar is losing value, or is it because the yen is strong or gaining value, or is it a combination of both? And recently, it's been a combination of both. The U.S. dollar has been losing value, and the yen has been gaining. That's why there has been so many freaking pips from the top to the bottom, 700, almost 700 pips in the last 2 weeks. So you guys got to try to figure those things out, because they can help you and give you hints into how to trade the market well. That's what I use. It takes a lot of knowledge. I'm hoping that I give a lot away to you guys, which sometimes I kick myself for doing. This stream that you're seeing is going to be limited. I'm not going to be doing this stream forever. If Nick ever puts me on board officially, I will probably give a stream once a week, maybe once a month. But I will be cutting back on this stream. For one, it lasts too long. I've been with you guys for a long time. I want to answer your questions, but it does last too long. I give a lot away, and so I don't want to give too much away, because that means that you'll be using my strategy yourself instead of using me to trade for you. I don't mind that. I don't mind giving you away a lot of the secrets that I use. But I also don't want you using what I do or my strategies and using them incorrectly. A lot of times I see that happen. If somebody gives you a system to use, you could use it in the wrong way, causing you to lose, even if it's a good system that's giving that person a 70% win rate. Okay, coming back to the questions. There's so many of them. Sorry, guys. Let's be honest. The winning percentage means nothing. It's all about how big your wins and losses are. How big your wins and losses are. Winning percentage helps, Potter. I'm not gonna completely weed that out. Yes, you're right. You have to gain more pips than you lose. That's just a fact. You have to gain more in pip amount than you lose. But the winning percentage helps a lot, because that means that you're a clean trader. And I'm not having to basket trade like you see here all the time, because my first trades are hitting profit 70% of the time, which means I'm in less drawdown, which means that I'm not risking a lot of the account, and I'm profiting quickly. Win percentages help a lot from my strategy, at least, because that means that I have an edge in the market. I have a small account that I use in a very similar strategy. Hold on, Rangel. I need to check YouTube. Sorry, guys, on YouTube. I haven't been on here for a long time. To see what the chat's going on in the chat room, go to forexsignals.com so you can see what's going on. I don't check YouTube as much for those of you watching. I know there's a ton of questions. Sorry. I'll come back to you in a little bit, but I might have to lead you guys to forexsignals.com so you can see the questions that are being doing there. You can ask there as well. But it's really difficult for me to answer every single question that's being posted here during my streams. Yeah, Potter, I'm reading a lot of your questions. Thanks for your involvement. Basket trading versus martingale. Uh, honestly, martingale is basket trading. Just just basket trading in while using while martingaling. I find them to be tied together. Tied together. Excuse me. I basket trade. I don't want to call it martingale because this doesn't mean I'm increasing my risk. Um, but you know, Potter, you're right. I see that you said whatever you're doing well. Don't want to belittle that. You're not. You're not belittling that because you're entitled to your opinion. You have a certain way that you trade. You um, and you have a lot of experience. You know what you're talking about. It's not belittling. Um, it's trying to understand how somebody else's strategy can work when a lot of the odds are against them. Okay, so what do I have against me? I have one. I'm countering the trend, which is not what typically what people do. So that's a big no-no in a lot of people's eyes. So they're like, what? What are you doing? What are you countering the trend? Two, I basket trade. A lot of people find that negative because you're betting against yourself. And then three, I trade without any indicators. What's up? What's up with that? And let's see. Four, I only use price action for my entries, meaning the candlesticks. And five, I'm not a huge expert when it comes to the fundamental side. I don't know everything there is about the news. I mean, hell, I couldn't even remember the other day what BOJ standed for, and I must have been tired or what, but I knew what it standed for. You know, it's just sometimes that happens. You know, the thing is that you don't have to be an expert in something in order to be profitable in the market. Like, for example, I didn't have to be an expert in the fundamental side in order to be profitable in the market. I don't have to be an expert on the technical side to be profitable. But I do have to find an edge in both of those areas in order to make something happen or to have a positive outcome on how I'm trading. You could call it scaling in, Potter. Yeah. I think that scaling in maybe it's a little different to me, but it's when you have, let's say that I have four positions. Let's count them out again. One, two, three, four. And I saw this going against me. And so I decided that I was going to close out order three. I was going to close it out for a loss. And when I saw it breaking out against me. And I close it out for a loss because I see that my grid from order 2 to order 3 was a little too tight. So I'm closing out number 3 for a loss and looking for a better position or entry at the top level, which was right here. And so if this trade closed out for a loss, then right now I would have been out of this trade right at a break even. So I questioned closing out this trade for a small loss, and if I would have, it would have been a good thing. I would have lost I think 20, maybe 10 to 20 pips from this trade when I was considering closing it out and scaling in by deleting that trade out and then re-entering here and at a better position and then closing out. So many freaking questions. FETs, yeah. Well, it's actually probably helping a lot of people right now because a lot of people have been wanting this Euro US dollar to go down. And so for a lot of people, this is good. And if they're holding trades, that means that they're getting out of their positions or things are looking a little bit brighter. I know that there's a majority of people holding sells, as far as I understand, or shorts on the Euro US dollar. Do you believe in systems like mechanical cash builders? I don't. I don't believe in EAs. I did once. EA trading has its strengths. It means there are certain types of techniques that you can do with EAs that you can't do with live trading. I do have some of them, but you can't let an EA just do its thing constantly. I had an EA that worked for 21 years from 1994 all the way to 2015, December 2015, and then crashed. It would make constantly 3% per month from that time. It was awesome, and it gave me this knowledge that, or this idea that if you have a winning strategy over 21 years of time, so this EA worked on the pound, the euro pound, and that if it worked for 21 years, then my chances of it crashing were less likely. And then on December 2015, that's when all hell broke loose. And as you guys know, the pound lost a lot of momentum because of the Brexit scares, causing the euro pound to jump up in correlation. And it hurt me bad on my EA trades and was out of the normal behavior of the euro pound. And it caused me to margin on that account. Wasn't trading it live, but I was constantly back testing to see how long it would work for. So just because a trade or a EA has been working for 21 years, it doesn't matter how long it is. If it's 10, if it's 5, you're never out of the red zone of it potentially crashing, unless it's an EA that has a good win percentage and it has a small loss, which is almost impossible to find. Okay, there's so much. There's so many things that people are writing. Yeah, Potter, thanks. You're one of the minority who makes money just using tech. The only other way I know is harmonics for just tech. Well, I still don't want to say that like I'm a tech type of a technical analysis type of guy, because I do follow the news. Like I said, I don't know all the details. I know that there's a lot of people that know way more when it comes to fundamentals, aka Tony D. Tony D has a lot more knowledge when it comes to the news, and so that's why I'm glad he's here. He can inform you guys of what's happening with the news-wise. But yes, I guess I do concentrate more on the technical side. But the news does influence how I pick my trades, and if I stay out of something or if I don't. I've said before, I typically will avoid high impact news if I am executing or want to execute a trade based on technical analysis. Before I execute that trade, I always look at the news to see what's coming up. And if something is coming up, high impact, FOMC, then, or something like that, I won't execute a trade. But if I'm in a basket already, then I need to execute trades at the most opportune moments, even during the news, in hopes that I can get out of that basket. Because if I stopped trading during that news, then I could potentially hurt myself in where I am position-wise in the market. So if I'm in no trades, if I'm in 0 trades on a pair, and I want to take a position, say, on the US dollar Japanese yen, I'm going to check the news before I enter that trade to make sure nothing's coming out in the next 10 to 24 hours. And if nothing's coming out, then I'm going to enter that trade based on the technical analysis that I'm seeing. Yeah, Potter. Yeah, experiment. What I'm showing you guys here is people could use with a combination of other indicators, like divergence. They could use other trend lines, other indicators to help in deciphering if this is what's happening on the candlesticks is enough. I've heard multiple times when people say that I trade Oh, I just trade the candlesticks. I trade a reversal pattern. I've heard so many times that people say, that's not enough. That's not a big enough confirmation for me. That just reading the candlesticks. Honestly, I think I've proven from my past history that it may be enough. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but simple is a lot of times the best way to go about things. So, for example, let me pull up a chart of something that looks completely messy. That I have moved away from. If I could just find it. Okay, this is a system I used to trade before. Okay, look how messy, look how many indicators there are in here. I mean, this is not even the worst of it that some people have. But I have this system that I used to trade based on custom indicators. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 indicators, but the thing is that the price that I'm looking at, the candlesticks, gets so lost in using systems like this. And most of the time, these indicators, even the custom ones, are lagging. This system would try to take advantage of cutbacks in the trend. It was a trend trading, and I would enter on the retracements. But I recently, well, not recently, in the last 6 months, stopped using it because I was tired of trying to guess how long those trends were going to go for. So that's what I've moved away from. I've moved away from having training wheels, if you will. Like, for example, okay, I was going to do this earlier today. I know there's a lot of questions being asked right now, and I'll get to them. But the thing is that there's a lot of new traders out there. There's a lot of you guys trying to find like a holy grail, right? Like some kind of system that fits you really well. I didn't ever find that. I didn't find some guy that posted a system and I took it and used it and it was magical. Look at the shirt I'm wearing today. Let's see if you can see it. Okay. This shirt, I'm going to check, make sure that it's working. So sorry if you have a very odd view right at the moment. But I need to see if the camera is showing it. Okay, yeah. This shirt, see, obviously it's a Lego guy, and he's looking in the mirror. You can see all these heads on the bottom. So he's trying on different heads to see which one he likes the best, right? The thing is that we do that as an analogy. We do that with our forex trading. We are constantly like this little Lego dude, taking off the heads and putting new ones on. That's what we do with our systems. That's what we do with our trading constantly. And we never can decide on which of these heads we want to stay with. Obviously, it looks like he's probably sticking with the mustache. He feels like that fits him the best. But we spend way too much time doing this process. And it can be beneficial, but the thing is that do that with yourself. Do that with systems that you create on your own. Don't try to find somebody else's system and try to keep thinking that it's the holy grail. If somebody says it's like 80% win rate or something like that, we don't know if that's a lie or if for some reason that they're receiving those results, if they're over the span of a week or if they're a month or 2 years or whatever. But this is what slowed me down, was this type of attitude where I kept searching, I kept looking, and I could never find something that fit me, is because I was like a junkie in moving from one thing to the next. It wasn't beneficial for me because I would never analyze the system. I would never analyze what it was trying to catch, what it was trying to teach me. I would just be looking for a push button click profitable type of thing or system, and it was such a mess. I wasted so much time. So yeah, guys, I really recommend that you just go to the charts and start taking some of those indicators away and look at what's happening in here. Look at the movement. Try to see what's happening. What if the candlesticks give you any idea of where price is going? just skimming through the comments. Yeah, I probably need a drink actually. Yeah, a fundamental is another layer of filtering. I agree. That's completely how I look at the fundamental analysis in my trading potter. It's for me to filtering my trades. It's no different than that for me. That's exactly how I look at it. Yeah, shadow FX. As long as I'm aware of the news, I can't. I just need to not ignore it. I have messed up in the past where I accidentally executed a trade based on technical analysis without looking at the news. I did that with the right before the Brexit. I entered a UJ trade 8 hours before BOJ news was coming out, Bank of Japan, and I almost hit profit, and it didn't happen. And then the trade went really against me. I had 6 trades in by the time of the 23rd. Hold on, guys. Getting a call. I just needed to hang that up. Okay. I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so I entered a trade on the UJ before the Brexit. It went 6 levels deep, 150 or 200 pips against me, and I ended up closing out of that in profit right before the Brexit on the 25th, I think it was. So 2 days or 3 days before the Brexit happened. And all because I entered a trade based on technical analysis and didn't see the news coming out 8 hours later. So I recommend that don't make that same mistake. Look at the news because it's going to affect your trades, especially if you just entered them. Okay, I'm going to try to end in 15 minutes. Yeah, I wish there was a holy grail as well. There's not. The unfortunate thing is that people spend way too much time trying to find it. Holy grail of trading, it doesn't exist. But if I were to say there was a holy grail, it's money management. Don't risk too much. Be wise with your trades. Yeah, that's what people do too. Yeah, Potter, you're right. It's important to keep that mentality of always improving what you're doing. I obviously know that I understand that I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers. Um, I don't know everything there is to about technical analysis or fundamental or about trading in general. I've been doing it for 10 years and there's no way I could figure out. As long as I understand that, I continue to better myself. I keep looking for new strategies, new ways to approach the market, and a new and better edge. That's never going to stop. I haven't just given up by what I'm doing here, and I don't think I will. I'll always keep searching for a better thing, but as long as I'm still continuing to approach the market according to my rules and not changing those rules unless the market forces me to. When I say it forces me to, is because it's always changing and I need to adapt to so I am constantly ahead or keeping up with that. But what I was referring to was people starting out or that have some knowledge of constantly trying to jump from one system to the other of systems that other people have built for them. Trying to explore ideas yourself is where I feel like the power comes from. Is looking at a system and understanding what it is and how it's trying to have an edge in the market. Analyze more. Don't just look for one-click type of profit loss type of mentality. Yes, CC Jard. I really recommend doing demo. I recommend doing demo. If you can be profitable on a demo account for more than 3 months, then it's time to start going live. And you gotta since I'm a performing, maybe this is just me, but I can mock performances in my head. Like if I'm practicing like practicing a piece on the piano, and I'm getting ready to do a performance in a day or two in the next 24 hours, I can mimic in my practice room at home with nobody in the room. I can, like in a way, imagine myself being on stage, feeling the pressures of the audience, um, and it gets my heart rate going. It gets the nerves going. And because of my experience with that, maybe that's why I can envision demo trading and mimic it being like real money. And so that's helped me. If you guys can do that yourself, if you can be profitable on a demo account, if you can treat it like how you would treat your own money, then that is a great start. Right, Ryan, you're on the right track. Been there, done that. It took me years to remove the indicators and have fleshed out strategies similar to for a good living. Yeah, Shadow FX, same thing. It takes a long time to realize mistakes in trading. Unfortunately, it took me too long. 10 years is too long. I wasted a lot of time. Eventually found my way, and that's not to say that I'm going to crash and burn. You know, I have a way of trading. I was recently in the 3% drawdown. I'm trying to make my way back out of this loss. If I happen to have another 7% loss, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough because then I'm going to be back down at roughly 5 or I'll be down at 2 to 3%, which completely kills my profit. Now that's something that I always have to be worried about, and you guys have to be aware of that could happen. My track record is fairly good. I haven't had losses very often, but I can't weed that out. That's why it really depends on my discretion to the market. That will help me survive longer without having these losses. Now, if that happens, guys, if I have another loss, it's potential that I might leave. I might leave this stream. I might take a little break. I don't mean take a break from trading. If I have another loss, it means that I'm not focused this much. I'm spending too much time on this stream, for example, answering questions, spending too much time on my SimpleTrader account, and not focused as much as I should be. Now the loss could be caused by just by a bad trade that I take, and also bad luck. But it means that I want some time alone to potentially rethink my strategy, rethink the odds, make sure that I'm still on top of the market if I have a losing trade. Now, for those of you that know me longer and have seen that this is not my only trading history. I'm also on MyFX book as well, and I have almost 15 months of trading history on MyFX book, and so I've been profitable for more than 14 months. So taking another 7% loss on this account, yes, it will hurt me, but it doesn't mean I'm going to just quit and that's it. But it possibly means that I may take a break from the stream, so I can concentrate more on my trading. Yeah, the stream is important. I like talking to you guys. It's good. But what's more important to me is my account and making sure that I'm ahead and I'm not losing trades based on distractions or emotions. CC Jard, I'm glad I reminded you of somebody that you previously know. You shouldn't use indicators much anymore. If you can push indicators out, weeding them out of your trading, I would recommend that. But you have to understand why you're weeding them out. Why that reason is. It's not just somebody tells you to take them away because it's better. You need to know why it's better. And so I'm hoping that what I'm saying here gives you a little indication or a little bit of guidance on why it's better. At least it's better for me. I maybe that's just me, but I know that there's a lot of other traders that enjoy that not enjoy, but don't use indicators as well. It doesn't necessarily mean it's better. I can't say that. I can't say that my trading without any indicators is better than somebody that uses indicators. It just works for me. You have to decide what works for you. Is it no indicators? Is it some? Is it a lot? Yeah, Potter, I think you're hitting on a point that I've mentioned before, that 95% of people lose. That's the rumor. I'm not even sure if that's an actual fact, but I know that that's what's said. Um, and why is that? Well, a lot of people said this because of the emotions that are involved, and that's a good point. Emotions are a heavy thing to take on in the market, especially when you see yourself losing money if you're in a bad trade. You see yourself, or you see yourself in profit, and then it's like you become like this greedy person when you see gains, like you made $200 today or $1,000, and you're just like, dang, the possibilities with this if I get the trades right all the time. Or if you have a losing trade and you're freaking out and you don't know when to close that losing trade out. These are the emotions that I'm talking about, and causes a lot of people to lose. But the biggest reason why I think people lose is because we're all 95% of us, the 95% of us that lose, are learning from the losers. We're learning all the tips and tricks from the traders that lose. And that's why we don't have an edge in the market. You need to figure out or ignore what everybody's doing, because what everybody's doing is not working. At least not the majority, the 95% of those people. I don't care what other people are doing. All I care about is what is happening in the news and what's happening with the candlesticks. I don't care if somebody told me that they bought right here, right on this candle. It doesn't mean I'm going to pull out all of my trades and say, okay, well, because that analyst or that person decided that they're going to buy the market right there, doesn't mean that I should do that too. I shouldn't be following his instruction. Now I should have a choice if I want to or not, and it's my decision. We should also know you should also trust what you're doing. If you have a set strategy, like I do here, I understand that I need to follow through. Follow through with how I'm thinking and what I think is the best idea with this. And just because somebody told me otherwise does not necessarily mean that is the better decision. Stick at one thing until you have mastered it. Then it's easy. That's pretty good advice. That's something that I've been trying to do for a long time. 10 years to be exact well, 11 years is how long I've been doing this. But I didn't want to give up. I didn't give up on music, playing the piano. I started at age 3. I'm now 30. So I've been playing the piano for 27 years. It was hard. Yeah, I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit so many freaking times. I had bad days where I was crying with my parents and I wanted to quit, and I could threaten to do it. Then I realized at that point, when I was wanting to quit, when I was a teenager, because that's when you go through adolescence and it's hard, it's difficult. Then I realized that I've been playing the piano for like 10 years at that point, and it would be stupid to give up all of that work for something that, because I was having a bad day or a bad week. And so I decided to stick with it. I didn't want to give up. So that meant that same mentality, follow through with trading, because a lot of people ask me, what's the connection with trading and music. What they're so far from from each other. And to be honest, it's it is pretty far. But I make a connection, and you just heard one of the connections I make. So that's just one of them. The work involved, how it's so difficult. You get pushed down in music so many times because it's competitive. There's other people that are better than you. You don't know if what you're doing is good, if it's going to translate to an audience. It's the same thing with trading. You don't know if what you're doing is good. It's a competitive world. So many people actually succeed, and in the forex world it's 5%, in the musician world it's probably the same or less. But the thing is, what I like about it is with music I can be creative. I could play a piece. I could write a piece. I could play it for people. With trading, I could do this. I could do something similar. I can be inventive. I can be creative with that. I can make a new system. I can look at the market in a different way, just like I'm trying to do with music. I approach music in the same similar way. So I'm different. I stand out. I'm different than the crowd. I don't want to follow the mold of what everybody else is doing, because that's uninteresting. For one, in the music world, it's uninteresting. People don't want to see the same thing, the same piece played, or a music piece played over and over again in the same way. It gets boring. So that's what I'm thinking. I want to be creative in the market. I want to do something different. And it happens to be that doing something in a different way can be profitable too. And so I like to be creative in how I think. And creation, being creative is a big part of currency trading. But you have to understand the steps of being creative. You have to have some of the knowledge behind the creation side of things. Like I have to understand the technical side of music, the emotion side, the notes that are being played. I have to be practiced, rehearsed. And then with trading, I have to know the technical, the fundamental side. I've never said in the past with my group, the 5 Browns, that I play solo piano, classical pieces in concert. I've never been one to say that I'm technically the most perfect person when it comes to performing. I might hit a wrong note there, a wrong note here, but we're nervous. There's nerves. There's people watching. There are people there for entertainment, and I have to remind myself that I'm there for entertainment. That most people are not going to be there picking out the wrong note here or wrong note there. In the end, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the overall picture. Was it enjoyable? Did you have fun? Did you attract the audience? Did you pull them in? And then making that comparison to trading. You don't have to be perfect in price action or technical or fundamental, but you have to connect to the market in a way that makes you different, that attaches you to it, that gives you that, if you will, edge. And to me, that edge in music is connecting with the audience. Not necessarily the technical side, although it's important. I can't play all the wrong notes, otherwise it's not going to work. But I have to think of that overall picture. Like when trading, am I overall profitable? Am I profiting long term? Music, is the audience enjoying it long term? If the audience isn't enjoying it, then I'm not enjoying it. So that's my pull with music and trading. And when people ask me about it, that's usually what I'll tell them, and how I make the connection, and how I feel that each aspects helps the other. My trading, I feel like aspects of my trading help my music, and aspects of music help my trading. And I think you understand that. All right, I haven't read a lot of the comments, but I'm not really sure where I should go now. Okay, so it looks like a lot of the chatting has died down. Yeah, CC Jardy, I am a touch behind the chat room, but the thing is that I know you guys have a lot of questions, but every once in a while I just want to talk. You know, answering questions is good, but it does break up the chat room quite a bit, and I do answer quite a bit of questions, and I have. But today I thought more of a kind of monologue or presentation thing might be a little different, so I decided to do so. Yeah, I'm glad that Eric. Thanks for mentioning that this is a real account. Once these trades are closed on the Euro US dollar, I'll be using this account, not my $9,711 account as my main trading account. I'm having my trades copied from this demo account to my live account. For those of you on YouTube, I know I've been neglecting you guys. Head over to forexsignals.com and you'll be able to fill in the chat right there. I know that there's quite a few of you here now on YouTube, and there's a lot of questions that are being asked. I will answer some of them. It's getting a little late. I've been on this stream for now 3 hours, which is a long time. But I will. Tomorrow will be my last day, my last full day for doing the stream. Friday, it's going to be limited. I probably will only give you guys about 30 minutes. I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be in Virginia during that time. And I'm not sure how good my internet will be. And I'm taking a tennis lesson at 10 a.m. in Virginia, so I won't be on for a long time that day. Wings FX, yeah, I want to answer your question there. Most of the time traders fail. Is just most of the time traders fail. It's just as in anything else. People don't want to work and gain experience. That's true. We all want the easy way out. A lot of new traders that come into the market will want the easy way. That's what they look for, and that's what I was talking about before, where you look for systems, you look for pre-made systems, you look for advice for somebody to tell you how to get an edge in the market. But you also realize that most people don't give away their edge, and that's the problem. If somebody's telling you, and you find an article on a website that says you can be 95% profitable in your trades, and I have the solution. So they charge you $100 or $500 for that hint or that edge. The thing is that that's usually bullcrap. That they're just trying to get you to purchase whatever they're selling, and most likely whatever that edge that they're selling is rehashed from somebody else. That's a loser. So you need to really evaluate where you're getting your information from, and think about when the next time that you have to purchase a forex product. My good buddy Trader34 from Forex Factory mentioned that why should I charge for my system or my ideas when the thing is that if I teach somebody my ideas, it's likely that they're not going to profit using them anyway. So what's the big problem? The thing is that in order for somebody to use a system that gives somebody an edge, they have to know the ins and outs of how that system works, how the market works. Because if it's a whole picture. They can't just understand how the technical side works. They need to know what the fundamentals, how they affect. It's a whole package. That's why the information that I'm giving to you guys over these streams, that's why what I'm telling you is my edge may not be the same edge for you. You're uh, you're just I'm just saying you probably are the most on earth trader there I've seen. Do you mean down to earth? Maybe that's what you mean. Thank you. Ryan, this is good. Thank you, Wings FX. I don't know, guys. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on the stream. I've said before that I like talking to you guys, but the stream takes a lot of time, and I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not getting paid to do this stream. This is something that I do on my own time. I would be trading right now or practicing the piano or doing something else if I wasn't doing this live stream. It does take a lot of time. There's a lot of questions that you guys have. There's a lot of knowledge that I want to give you as well, and I almost find it more important than what I'm sharing with you with my system and technical and fundamental analysis. That it's maybe more important for me to give you advice in general advice on the mentality of trading the market and how to start thinking outside the box. Or at least get you to start thinking outside the box. And I always look at the market in a different way, and I want to try to expand everybody's mind in trading different ways, unusual ways, because they're not because they can be profitable. Can you stream piano lessons? I have in the past. I have streamed lessons. It's not the most ideal situation to do. It's a little difficult. The communication over there's a delay, and with Skype there's like a second or two delay. But I have taught piano lessons before. I'm a classical musician, so I play classical pieces like Beethoven, Mozart. I also do some contemporary stuff like Stravinsky. You may hear, but I also do some classics like just for fun. I played Coldplay. I can just pick up Coldplay and play that on the piano. I've also composed my own pieces and played them in concert as well. So yeah, I've done that lessons in the past. I don't mind teaching. I'd rather teach forex though. Forex, I don't know. I find that I've been doing music for so long, 27 years, that I'm still very passionate about it. But right now, since trading has finally turned around for me in the last 15 months, that I want to talk more. I'm really excited about it. That it's been 10 years and I'm finally seeing things happen. That all the work over 10 years is finally starting to pay off. And so I'm pretty excited about that. So that's why I'd rather teach what I've learned with that over music at this moment. Although I'm still very passionate about music, but I feel like I've gotten to a place where I'm comfortable in music, and that happened many years ago. Now with trading, that only happened 15 months ago, just over a year, and so it's still very fresh, and I'm very excited about it. I know I bet a Moonlight Sonata, first movement, that's it. Yeah, that's funny. That's so interesting because I have a buddy that wanted me to teach him how to play the first movement of Moonlight Sonata as well. And he didn't know how to read music. He could hear when the notes were wrong. So I taught him how to play the first movement of Moonlight Sonata just by memorizing where the keys were, and he didn't even know the names of the keys either. He would just look. He could just see where the patterns were in the hand, and he learned. He learned the first movement. It was pretty awesome. What's the plan with the euro if this candle closes? All right. So yeah, thanks for putting me back into the charts. Now we talked about the 11,800 level being a substantial level for me. And if it closed below, and that was great, but as we can see here, uh-oh, my screen's too big. Hold on. Since we're getting back into the charts. So this 1 hour candle was threatening to close above that 11,800 level. And in the last few minutes, it pushed back down. So right now, guys, I am thinking that this is going to have a slow bleed on the downside through the rest of the New York session, because this candle didn't make it. It wasn't an inside candle. It wasn't bullish. So I think that there is going to be a slow bleed in the market, at least on this pair, on the downward. Will it be enough to take my profit? We'll see. Okay, beautiful music. Who is Wilhelm Kempf? Kick ass. Who is Wilhelm Kempf? Okay, I'm gonna look up that right now. You're probably gonna tell me who it is, Potter. Hopefully, I shouldn't already know who that is. German pianist, composer. His repertoire include Bach, Mozart. So he was a performer. So I do know William Kempf. I have listened to some of his pieces in the past for reference. He's actually, if I remember, I listened. He's a good Chopin player, and I used to listen to him to get some tips on Chopin. So I do know who he is, especially by looking at his face. A lot of times I won't know who people are just from their names. Trading in piano must go so well. Well, I explained why I think it can go well together. But a lot of people don't make that connection. What's the secret behind currency strength? Well, Fats, that's a very full question. The secret behind currency strength is so many factors. The economy in that country. So let's take for the USD for example. The financial statements on when it comes to the fundamentals. It's all about if the strength of the currency is based on how great of a country in place it is to live. So if people think that the U.S. is a good place to live, then likely the currency is going to gain value over the long term. Now, there's a lot of things that affect that, like for example, the FOMC statement that came out last week. They didn't raise rates, which means that it's not great for the USD, because it means that the economy is not ready to take that next step. And that next step, they're holding back on because of the Brexit. It means that potentially the U.S. is not the best place to live right now because things are a little bit up in the air at the moment. So if you look at it like that, and how those news statements affect the living conditions, the work environment, job security, and interest rates have a lot of effect on that. That's why the market moves so much during those times. Good for stress relief. Yeah, playing music. Good for stress relief if you still feel stressed with trading. Yes, Potter, that is very true. It takes my mind off of trading. A lot of times when I start a piece, and I'm not thinking of trading. And so yeah, it's a good way to separate yourself. Definitely. Nice, nice. Thanks for the post for the kefir, um, or Kempf video of the Moonlight Sonata Movement 3. So people get a little taste of my world. uh, where you're from, Ryan? I am from currently living in Maryland, USA. So I'm on Eastern Standard Time. It's the same as New York. And I originally born in Houston, Texas. Lived there until I was 4. Then moved to Utah and lived in Utah for over 10 years. I can't remember how long. Went to school in New York City. Went to Manhattan School. I went to Juilliard first, Juilliard School of Music, and then I went to Manhattan School of Music after that. So I was in school for a long time in New York City, and then after that, after New York, I moved back to Utah, and then went from Utah back to New York, and then after New York, I went to Maryland, and so I've been in Maryland for over 2 years now. Ryan, do you scale your trades? Yeah, scaling is the same thing. A lot of people are taking scaling as the same thing as basket trading. As you can see from my picture here, I am doing basket trading. I like to call it basket trading. Some people can call it scaling. It depends on how you look at it. But yeah, that's what I do. Just kidding. That's not. Yeah, that would be interesting if Potter was that old. Kempf is pretty old guy. I'm not sure if he's still alive right now though. Was Ryan streaming till now? Yeah, I've been streaming for 3 hours. Is it 3? 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12. Yeah, it's been over 3 hours now. Um, it seems like you guys are at least enjoying what I've had to say today, so that's why I keep going. But usually when I have a long stream like today, then I will have a shorter stream tomorrow. Um, and it depends on if my trades are closed out, if I have new positions. But what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start talking a little bit. People ask questions about outlook on trades, and I'll still cover that. But I'm going to talk more about my positions and what I'm looking for, and how I'm trading, because I'm not really sure how much. If you have a question about, say, for example, the pound, do you think the pound is going to go up to this level? I don't know. Your estimation is as good as mine. I could give you my thoughts on it, but honestly, it's not that much value. I don't understand why that is beneficial to somebody that's in a trade, and if they should exit right now, or if it's going to go to this level, because nobody freaking knows. So I will probably do less of that, because I don't think it's very beneficial to you guys, knowing if it's going to do this or do that. All I know is that I look for specific indications in the market that tell me that there's a potential move in a direction. Now, in that realm, I could tell you what I think is going to happen. But if I think a market is going to reverse here, or a pair is going to reverse, and I'm only looking for 20 to 30 pips, I could tell you what's going to happen, what potentially is likely to happen when my order is placed. I think it's going to go up from there, 20 to 30 pips. But past that, I have no idea. And honestly, I don't really care. Hey Jason, how's it going? Scaling can be based on pips. Yeah, that's why scaling is so general to me, Winston. Because it can be basket trading, it can be grid trading, it can be martingale trading. It's so general. So I think that scaling needs to be more specific. I don't think I know what a bloke is. A top bloke. Why don't I know what that is? Looking it up right now. I'm a top man or fellow. Apparently that's the terminology there. Federico on YouTube. Yes, I'm trading a real account. I know that you guys really focus on that, and I'm changing it after this trade closes. I am so sick of those questions. But yes, it's a real account. It's $9,711. Now, if you guys want to know the history, I'll tell it real fast before I go. I'm gonna get off here in 10 minutes. The history of my trading over the 14 months. Hold on, before I get into that. Book is slag for a man. Stand up guy. Guy, not gay. Yes, thank you, Elvis, for it. Yes. For those of you that are wondering, yes, I am. I've been married for 8 years. Just had my 8-year anniversary 2 days ago to my wife Tara, and we've been happily married for that entire time. Yes, I got married young. I was married at 22. Sorry, I was married at 22. And I was trading before I was married. A while before I was married. So the big story of my trading history over the last 15 months. I started with. Now you guys are gonna think this is crazy. I don't recommend this. This is not what you should do. This is not what you should do. Okay. Don't follow my example here. I borrowed $6,000 from my credit card account. Okay, now most of you are probably saying this is really bad. Don't. I borrowed the money from my credit card account. Now the thing is that I could have lost it and I would have been out $6,000 on a credit card. That's so bad. I don't recommend doing that. This was 15 months ago. The reason why I did it is because at that point I was profitable more than 3 months. I was ready to take that step. I didn't want to use my account, my money in my bank account. I took a risk, and I took a $6,000 risk. So I went to Belfour FX. Belfour FX is now a scam broker. I don't recommend them. They gave me a massive bonus. They gave me what was it, 100%? Was it 100% bonus? It might have been a 50 to 100% bonus. And that account, let's see if I can show you it since I'm talking about it now. Okay, that account started on April 13th. And the deposits, I wish I could remember here. Okay, I deposited $3,997, and they get a bonus of $1,300. So I guess I started with a lot less than I thought. So only about $5,000 was what I started with on that account. And they gave me a bonus of a pretty decent sized bonus on that account as well. And I grew that account by 93%. I ended up coming out with a profit of $12,901 when I a profit of $5,000 on that account. So I basically I doubled my account and withdrew those funds, and you can see the withdrawal was the last thing that happened on this account. Now they removed. So my balance was withdrawal of $4,138, and then this as well. And then I think they withdrew. That was their bonus. I think that might have been their bonus that they had involved. So I was playing with a lot of money on that account to help grow my account quickly. That was over the course of April 13th to September 1st. I was mainly scalping on this account. I got into a really bad basket trade on one pair. I think it was the Euro Japanese yen. I was scalping on the Euro USD dollar almost entirely. So that was my first account, and I did that really well. I removed, oh, that's right. So the account was at its highest, 12,900. Okay, now I'm getting the point. Sorry, it took me a little second to remember. So I profited not $5,000. I basically grew my account by 100%. I withdrew the entire account of about $10,000, and I paid off my credit card. And then I was just dealing with profit. I had over $5,000 in profit, and that's when I moved over to a new broker. I moved over to wherever the freaking account is, Ryan's personal account. I think that might have been it. Yeah, I moved up to Forex Broker Inc. And I moved it to them right after September 4th, and I scalped pretty much exclusively on that account as well, from September 8th to all the way to January 20th. So for quite a long time, and gained 70% on that account. Another $5,000. Okay, so $5,000 profit. So I withdrew that, and now I'm currently where you're seeing me now. I started with Maverick FX, and they were pretty expensive. They were a prop trading firm, and I had to pay about $2,000 to them to start. I've now left them, so my account is $2,000 less smaller since that time. So instead of 12,000, I have 9,711. But you now see the process of how my profit has been over the 14 months. This is complete profit. This what you see here is profit. There's no initial count balance left in this. That is profit funds, and liquid that I can just remove and put into my account. I have no starting balance on those funds. I've already paid off my credit card. So yeah. Thanks, Jay and Potter. Thanks for the congrats regarding the 8 years. You serious, dude? I took a loan for $150K from the banks and lost it during Brexit. Oh, dude, no. I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry. That's hard. I don't know how you took a loan from the bank. Usually they don't allow you to do that. They don't allow you to take that much money out, especially if they know what it's for. If you tell them, I want to take out a loan for $150,000 to trade with, they wouldn't give me that. If it's in the States, I don't know where you're from, but there's no way they would give me those funds. They base it off of how much you trade. I did that in the past. I took a loan from the bank starting out. I think it was my first year or second year of trading. It's not something that's very pretty and I like talking about. I took out a loan of $20,000. I grew that amount to $50,000 and ended up losing the whole thing. It was a bad experience. I risked too much. I was not very knowledgeable. I was a dumb trader. Before you put a lot of money in, please demo trade first. Do what apparently Jason and I did not do, where we put a lot of money on and we're not ready for it. Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments again. Thanks, Potter. Thanks for posting that. Just don't take a loan. Don't take a loan in general. It was a mistake by me, even though it worked out. It was a mistake. Especially don't use funds that you can't afford to lose. One, I know for a fact that some of you that are trading on Good Boy's account are using funds that you can afford to lose, that you can't afford to lose. I know there's a lot of you that are involved on that Good Boys account, and there's got to be some of you that are risking money that you can't afford to lose. It always happens, especially to new traders. So I recommend that you take that money that you can't afford to lose out, like immediately, because this strategy is a strategy that is high risk, high reward. So your potential for losing is high. It's not a strategy that you should be taking a gamble on funds that you can't afford to lose. Yeah, thanks for the advice, Jason. You do need collateral usually to get a loan. And I used my card for that $20,000 loan, basically as collateral for my trading. I don't recommend doing it though. Yeah, go to Vegas if you want to gamble. Well, a lot of people have faith in Good Boy, and he's shown positive results in the past. Just don't expect long term. Jeez. Thanks for being transparent here, Jason. I know that's sometimes that stuff's kind of hard to admit. I lost 30,000 in my first 2 years of trading. I was naive. I avoided the serious questions. I wasn't ready to trade, and I thought I was. I took a risk, a gamble, because I saw there was so much profit potential in this world. It was a mistake. And it took me a long time to gain trust back with my wife, with myself, and in trading in general. It took a long time. I demo traded for a long time after that, for years, at least 5 years. I think it was more like 8 that I demo traded because of such a disastrous loss. All right, guys, I am gonna finish today. We're at 3.5 hours. I haven't had any water or much. I ran out of water a long time ago. My mouth's all parched. And for those of you on YouTube again, I will be explaining my strategy tomorrow and the trades that I take, and so hopefully you can get some tips. This isn't a stream for just new traders. There's a lot of other traders on forexsignals.com that the stream is being done through. So go to that forexsignals.com, check out the trading room where I'm answering all the questions there. My stream is being shown there. There's trade ideas. There's also you can follow really good traders that Nick has put out on forexsignals.com. He's got it out himself. Just a quick pitch for forexsignals.com. They're great, and they're a really good place for traders to hang out and be. And it's free, by the way. So. All right, guys, I am done for today. I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to keep it close to 30 minutes because this has been way too long. I'm not going to give you a whole life story. That will be very random times that I do get into discussions or talks like this. Tomorrow will be strictly charts and fundamental news, and then hopefully 30 minutes long. Thanks, guys. I'm going to end today right now. See ya.